I love cats, by the way, but they are maniacal little devils.
Yes.
Mine isn't. He's never Delta. Just go by the window.
So, in that case, since the summary's over, Kyrie, are you ready?
Fortune time!
All right, lucky numbers to everybody first.
Okay. Yeah,
After I chew
give
on
us
this.
our lucky numbers.
All right.
I can't wait for it to not be my birthday.
Happy birthday!
29.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Jay. 11. 9. 10. 51. 21.
What a
So
rough
9,
life.
10, and 11 are in there.
9, 10, 11 are in there. Next to each other, but not in that order.
Yeah.
So, you ready for this? Be prepared to stand by your principles, even in difficult times.
That sounds like something that will definitely happen in the story.
That's important for pending, also, it seems.
Yes.
What would I wish for if I had the Holy Grail? A new back.
That's a fair wish.
Oh man.
If it's not world peace, and medical care for all, it's a fucking new back.
Jay, I'm gonna say this right now, do not wish for world peace.
I figured. I'm sure there's gonna be some genie ass shit that they're gonna do to fuck that up.
But you can wish for other things. Hell, if you want to wish for $1 million, you could just get $1 million, no problem. Apparently.
Oh, am I supposed to be fucking?
Well, you know, we just turned it on.
It does
We
seem
turned
like
it on
that's something
immediately
Rid
to
would
Rin
say.
expositing.
Yeah.
What are the chances?
I hope everyone has their Rin exposit emo out. Jesus fucking Christ.
Let me grab my phone and go to the stream on my phone so I can do this.
Fucking Jesus. I don't even remember the conversation starting exactly like this. Didn't this have a lead up?
This is the last.
Did we miss something?
This is where we stopped, okay? I can't go any farther than this.
Okay.
There was definitely talking before this, but I think there was a good stopping point. At least I feel like
I hope so. All right. Only fellow servants, since they're also heroic spirits, can physically harm other servants. On the flip side, so long as we're dealing with a servant, they could wound a saber.
Whoa, I can hear Jay through my TV.
I can also hear it. Please stop.
Oh god, it's looping.
It's looping.
Yo, Jay!
I beg of you, no more.
No, I'm sorry, Jay.
I'm sorry, I'm not Shinji. I can't stop it.
And on her birthday?
I know, right?
Jay's multiplying on her birthday.
That is part of my lore that I do multiply. Anyway, I already read the line.
Yeah, okay, alright. So what you're saying is Saber's armor isn't invulnerable when she's dealing with another servant.
Yep, but Saber is skilled at close combat, so there's no way she'd be wounded in hand-to-hand combat. The only other method would be to attack her from a long distance, like with a magecraft projectile. But Saber has, despite being a knight, remarkable magic resistance, so she can deflect most magecraft. I'm gonna assume that's still me.
It
It sounds like I'm still explaining things. Curses, the epitome of bad luck, can't touch her, while more direct intervention like firing magical energy at her with arrows also won't work. If someone wants to defeat Saber, they'll have to fight her head on and beat her that way.
Saber listens silently to Tosaka's explanation while I eat my chicken. Saber never interrupts her, probably because everything Tosaka is saying is true.
Is it good chicken?
It's alright. What the hell?
I mean, homemade rules, but they're
That's
a
like
little old.
cheating. Someone would try to go up against a Saber with Magecraft because they can't beat her in single combat, but if Magecraft itself is useless against her, what can they do? That sounds unfair. Oh, man, I really argued for the other enemy servants. Like, wow, what a rigged game, I say, about my own team.
How dare the game be rigged?
She's mad.
me.
She's mad. Oh. Okay.
That may be true, but it doesn't mean Saber is unbeatable in hand-to-hand combat. I mean, Assassin, I think, proved that pretty well.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Berserker.
Berserker definitely proved it better than Assassin.
Well, I mean, you know, Berserker is much stronger than Saber, and even Lancer had his spear, which can be fatal. I mean, the only reason the Assassin was like, oh, we're going to continue this fight at a later time because someone's watching us and I don't want people to know who you are.
Someone else was watching.
Yeah.
Caster, presumably. Because I don't think we've seen Caster yet. I think we might have been killed by Caster in a bad
We were
end.
killed by Caster at one point.
Yeah.
And we were just talking about Ryder having a Noble Phantasm that could beat Saber. Even Saber. So we're not saying Saber is perfect.
He's not mad anymore.
Even we have ways to defeat Saber. We just need to use Magecraft that exceeds Saber's magical resistance, or borrow a weapon wielded by a servant to cut her head off while she's sleeping. Servant's weapons are servant weapons are spiritual too, so they should be able to cut her.
I don't know if you have a Magecraft that exceeds her magic resistance, though, Rin. I mean,
Look,
maybe you do.
I don't. Maybe.
Maybe
We
she
don't
does.
know.
You know what? Never mind.
You know, Rin's pretty OP. I think.
It's an alarming example, but I get it. Wait, but hold on, Tozaka. We probably shouldn't be talking about things like this in front of Saber. Yeah, she looks upset.
Yeah.
I see. So it's not that Ryder's Noble Phantasm was exceptional. Saber just went on the defensive because a servant was attacking.
You got it wrong. If Saber was focusing on defending, Ryder wouldn't have been able to finish her off alone. If Ryder isn't particularly exceptional heroic spirit, it wouldn't amount to much, even with her Noble Phantasm in the mix. Sorry, I just had some bread in my mouth.
I understand. Sometimes
That's
you
all
have
good.
food in your mouth when you're talking.
Yeah.
As I will put
Yeah.
food in my mouth right now.
Yes.
Do you agree, Saber? You think Ryder's Noble Phantasm is unrelated to her abilities, right? Is it? Maybe? I guess.
Most likely, yes. I believe it was an autonomous weapon that does not rely on Ryder's skills, that it has an effect on the Noble Phantasm itself. It's either Magecraft or Phantasmal. Whatever it is, the intensity from the magic circle was overwhelming. I do not think many servants could survive a direct strike.
I'm assuming that's me?
Yes.
Really? By how much quantifiably?
I don't think quantifiably is a word Shiro
Look,
normally says.
I don't know. Shiro might have picked up a dictionary today.
If I were to describe it in your terms, I would rank it as perhaps A+. This is a matter of opinion, though, as I'm not certain.
Does that reflect in the chart? It does.
It only
It
showed,
doesn't
it only showed me this one. It only shows me this one. It didn't show me the other one. The blood fort is a B, so we don't know what the other attack is.
I can't believe they have that name in there.
Look, I want you to know that she cannot ride dragons.
Mm-hmm. You see what I see, right?
It doesn't mean anything.
You sure about that, buddy?
It doesn't mean anything.
Uh-huh.
He's from Fire Emblem, gotcha.
Okay.
A+? That's one step below true magic. Whoa, I can't even believe it didn't just blow up the entire school to bits.
It must not be a purely destructive Noble Phantasm. It may have originally served a different purpose.
Maybe. This is a problem. According to Saber, it's beyond A rank. In terms of raw power, that attack might be one of the strongest out of all the servants.
Yes, it does seem like it was a Noble Phantasm that excels in both offense and defense. However, my Mobile Phantasm is more...
Why is Saber getting competitive? Saber's face is indecipherable.
Well, they go into it.
Huh? I don't know what just happened. Saber doesn't look amused. Saber, did Tosaka say something that worries you?
Oh, no, it's nothing. But I do believe it's inappropriate for a knight to ask another for their opinion on who is stronger.
He's acting strange. Saber seems embarrassed by her own actions and starts to mutter under her breath.
Well, whatever. By the
That's
way,
me.
I thought I heard...
Well, whatever.
I don't think I would say whatever.
You never know. She could be catching on to the lingo.
Yeah, you know, the Holy Grail does give them knowledge of the current times.
I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong on that, but I'm just saying it does not feel like in Saber's character to say whatever.
By the way, I thought I heard you say something weird. Something about Saber and Lancer being anti-personnel or something.
Do you mean an anti-personal noble phantasm? Well, it's what the word suggests. My invisible air and Lancer's Gabuld are armaments that are strictly used to defeat people. No matter how powerful the magical energy or curse it may possess, cannot be used against someone else.
Well, I guess that makes sense. Saber's invisible sword is definitely useful in battle, but that's only effective against people. If you chopped firewood with Saber's sword, whether you can see the blade or not, it isn't going to affect how quickly you can chop wood. It's the same with Lancer's Gabuld. Even a cursed spear that always strikes the heart is just a sharp spear if you have to use it against a boulder or a house. I see, so that's why it's called an anti-personnel noble phantasm. Which means Ryder's noble phantasm is...
It would be an anti-army noble phantasm. Actually, I heard from Father about this once. Certain noble phantasms are designated anti-personnel and others anti-army. The simple way to understand it is this. An anti-personnel noble phantasm is like a gun with unlimited ammo, but an anti-army noble phantasm is like a missile that you can only launch once. Ryder's noble phantasm may be powerful, but it probably has limited uses. At the very least, it doesn't generate a continuous effect like Saber's sword being invisible.
What? Hold on a minute. A gun versus a missile? There's no contest. Sure, Sable's invisible sword is awesome, but if she goes up against a ridiculous noble phantasm like that, she'll be dead before she can even swing her sword. So you're saying that if we're going to fight Ryder, we need to defeat her before she deploys her noble phantasm?
Most likely. You got no chance if it becomes a battle of noble phantasms. If you're going to find Ryder and Shinji, you should at least keep that in mind. The biggest requirement is for you to defeat Ryder before she deploys her noble phantasm. The longer you draw out the fight, the more of a disadvantage you'll be at. Or you can defeat Ryder's master while
That's Saber.
Oh wait, nope, that's Saber. Yep, that's Saber this time.
Or you can defeat Ryder's master while I battle Ryder. He is not able to fight, so that might be the better plan.
He's kind of a little bitch. I think you can handle him. So that's what we come up with. Since we have no strategy to deal with Ryder's noble phantasm, we just need to defeat Ryder before she uses it. Whatever noble phantasms other servants have, we still don't want to have to deal with Ryder's. Thanks for the warning, Tosaka. We're going to go find Shinji. But, what do you want to do, Tosaka? Will you stay and watch the house?
Well, if you'd insisted, we could have come with you to look for Shinji, but I'll pass.
Ryder isn't the only enemy. We can't forget we teamed up initially to beat Berserker. So while... what? I've been tricked.
I think that's me.
I've been tricked.
I've also been tricked. I hate it here. Ryder isn't the only enemy. We can't forget that we teamed up initially to beat up Berserker. So while you're out pursuing Shinji, I have something else to do.
Tosaka stands up with a frosty smile, hiding the quotations behind her back.
I know. That's why she just got pigtails. They're full of quotation marks.
There you go. That's still you, walking away.
Oh, I see. See you. I look forward to hearing some good news.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Saber and I head out together, leaving Tosaka at home. It's 7:30 in the morning. The hilly road is extremely quiet. The road is usually packed with students going to school, but there aren't that many people around today.
So he's walking a lonely road right now?
Yeah. The only road he'll ever know.
Yeah.
Because this road to school.
Yeah.
I heard the school will be closed for a while. There may not have been any deaths, but a majority of the students are still bedbound. Their symptoms are like severe malnutrition, so it should be a few days before they're up and around. But those are the lucky ones. There are still some whose injuries will last a lifetime.
I hear Taiga was among those sent to the hospital. Do you need to go visit her, Shiro?
Yeah, I hear Fujine is just fatigued. I was told not to worry about her and just study at home. Before we left, I phoned the Fujimura house and asked how Fujine was doing. I want to go visit, but I need to hold off for now.
So, you're going to concentrate on investigating. That is fine. But do you have any leads? I can sense the presence of servants, but only when they are nearby. Unless you have a lead of some kind, it will be difficult to locate them.
Yeah, it'd be hard if Shinji were just sitting around doing nothing, but I know him, and I don't see him just keeping quiet after what happened yesterday. Shinji's not the type to just sit back and take a beating.
So you believe Rider's Master plans to create another bounded field?
No doubt about it. He's like me. He can't provide his servant with magical energy. If Shinji wants to get revenge on me, he'll need a lot of magical energy. Which means it might not be so hard to find him.
So rather than looking for Rider's Master, are we going to look for a bounded field?
Yeah, we may not be able to detect the Master, but we should be able to detect a bounded field on that scale. And we'll be able to pinpoint the site too. We just need to find a big building that draws in a large crowd.
This is a surprise. That is brilliant, Shiro.
I do have a brain, you know. If I wasn't confident about finding them, I wouldn't be saying this. Yeah, I'm confident. The bounded field is the one thing, but there is a point to us walking around like this too. Shinji probably can't leave me alone any more than I can leave him alone. I head to Shinji's house, just in case. I have Saber check on Ryder's presence. She finds nothing. Well, Shinji's not the sort to just roll over and hide in his house after what's happened. Let's go. If Shinji's going to create a bounded field, it wouldn't be here. It'll be in Shinto. Let's check all the office buildings there. I call Saber over and turn to leave the Mato house.
Shiro, this is Sakura's house, is it not? Since you're here, do you not at least intend to say hello? I believe we have enough time for that. ...
I am worried about Sakura. According to Tosaka, Sakura was just weakened, and luckily wasn't injured beyond that. If it were up to me, I'd like to see her and take care of her the way she has always taken care of me. But Plompers isn't here, so I won't do it. As long as the war is going, I shouldn't see her. I don't want her to get involved in this. Besides, I can't possibly face Sakura when I'm about to head out to fight her brother. Should the worst happen and actually kill Shinji, I'll never be able to face her again. I shouldn't leave any loose ends like that. It's best for me, and I'm sure it's best for Sakura too. Oh, he's so ready just to cut her off. We check every building we find. Of course, we start with the big ones, but so far, nothing. ... I wipe the sweat from my brow and force my leaden limbs to keep moving. I try to calm my labored breathing by just taking a moment to rest.
I didn't realize Shiro had asthma.
Oh, it's time. I get a chance to eat more food. Oh.
Sorry, I'm dealing with a leak.
It's okay.
Oh, Shiro, is there something that met... Shiro, this way.
Eh? Hold it. This is the park. There's still buildings we haven't looked.
Wait, this is the
Please,
park. I want.
let that matter. Wait a moment. This is more important.
Yeah.
And she pulls me toward the park.
Jesus Christ.
What's wrong, Jay? I was reading my line. Hey, Saber, what's going on? Why are we here? There's nothing here. Even you know that.
Please, just sit on this bench. Hear what you have to say once you have done so.
Saber is intense about this, so I reluctantly sit down. And then, for a moment, I almost feel faint. Huh? I hold my head with one hand. My forehead is damp with sweat, and my breathing is labored, even though I'm sitting down. Hey, wait a minute. Why would I be sweating like this in the dead of winter? This is weird. I don't know why I'm so exhausted. As soon as I say that, I realize what's going on. I'm not exhausted.
Cool, he catches up.
My wounds haven't completely healed, so they're tingling. Wait a second. I'm in pain. I forgot about that. Ugh.
I was
my
like,
God.
I didn't. I was like, wait, does he have asthma? Why is he so tired? Oh, right.
This is unreal. No matter how much I try, I can't get my breathing under control. Yes, Pending?
He's
He's special.
yeah.
He's special with a capital S, I think. It's a pretty good answer.
He's something, all right.
Special. I think is the best answer. Very special.
Look, in the business, we like to call them troopers.
Uh-huh.
Stormtroopers.
Yeah.
My body feels heavy, and my legs refuse to take my weight.
I see you finally realized your condition, Shiro.
Saber is mad. I don't blame her. I was the one who suggested searching for Shinji, but here I am, sitting on a bench. Oh, there's nothing worse than sitting on a bench. That's true.
How dare you sit on a bench? Ridiculous.
Sorry.
A bench?
A bench. I'm sitting on this bench.
Shut up.
Sorry. I'll get up soon.
Happy birthday, Jay.
Happy birthday, Jay.
Happy birthday.
Just give
Thanks.
me a moment.
This
Burn
is not
bench
what
is
I'm
a
trying
bench.
to point out.
You know what? You're right.
Nothing seems to get... Oh, it's still you, man.
Nothing seems to get through you.
That's
Quotes.
also true. Huh? I can see that Saber's mad. What I don't understand is why. Hey, Saber, you need to be clear with me or else I won't know what you're trying to get at. Saber, you have to literally spell it out for me, okay?
Saber, you gotta know that you're fighting against the law right now. Trying to talk to him is like holding your hands up against a tidal wave. The odds are not with you.
At least he's like, hey, Saber, listen, I honestly won't get it unless you literally put it in my face.
Yeah, Saber, really, you should know better.
In a typical girl fashion, if you don't know, there's no point in telling you. Please just sit here, Shiro. If you will not rest on your own, then I shall join you.
Saber sits right next to me. Eh? The bench is not that big. Saber's sitting close enough to me that our shoulders might touch if one of us leans over a little. Ooh, shoulder touching.
Oh my
That's
god,
weird.
it's almost as
Hand-holding
lewd
yet.
as hand touching.
That's lewd.
Yeah.
Hey, wait, Saber. We don't have time to rest. We didn't come here to play around.
We didn't come here to play around. He says it's sitting on bench. Come on, we don't have time for things like rest.
Saber, please, there's a battle to be fought, a Shinji to be defeated.
We're
Yeah.
indeed not simple to loiter. Even in battle, you must rest. If you have a grievance, I suggest you air it after you caught your breath.
Well, you tell me to catch my breath, but... Sure, I'm totally worn out and I can barely breathe, but I'm having her so close to me makes my heart go absolutely crazy and...
The pumping blood will actually help you heal. Don't worry. Shiro, are you listening to me? You have been pushing yourself this whole time. What you must do now is try to loosen up and calm down. You cannot rest properly if you continue on, distracted as you are.
Yeah, but she wants me to be calm. It'd really help if she kept her distance. I don't know how Saber feels, but I can't help but see her as a girl around my own age. Well, she may actually be younger, but she's still a girl. Well, wouldn't it be so funny if she was older?
Wait, they're saying Saber is younger than Shiro? What?
No, Saber looks younger.
Younger. I'm sorry. I still don't think that's the case. If you compare what their pictures look like, I still think Saber looks older than Shiro.
And plus, she's beyond beautiful. Oh, also a random thing. Servants are summoned in their prime, usually. Sometimes they have multiple primes. And I don't know if this is like current lore or lore they added later, but that's what they say. They're summoned in their prime, quote unquote.
What about
They're
Optimus?
summoned at their best.
What about who?
What about Optimus?
My best was when I was 16.
Ooh.
You know,
But I think
when
they actually did
the,
mention that at some point.
they're summoned when they peaked. This is where they peaked.
At
In their
16.
life.
Yes, so there is a servant who you can summon him old or young because he's like at 2 different peaks.
I mean, that makes sense for Hercules. You can summon him after each freaking victory he had. And he's wielding a different weapon. Makes sense. Makes complete sense.
No guy can stay calm this close to her, and I'm certainly no exception.
Shiro, is it my imagination, or are you even paler than before?
No, I'm not flustered or anything.
If you say so, but perhaps you should lie down. Is there a place to lie down around here?
Saber looks around. Oh, what the? What are the odds of there just being some random dude lying across a nearby bench using his girlfriend's lap as a pillow in a park that's usually deserted? Well, yeah, what are the odds? And
What are the odds?
the Saber glances at the pair of Ludbirds. She's obviously thinking.
Shiro, if you do not feel well, then you should lie.
I'm fine. I just need to sit for a minute and I'll get better. Don't worry about me. Nope, no worrying about me. Just leave me alone. I turn away from Saber and close my eyes. Anything to keep our eyes from locking. Oh, ... Think calming thoughts, Shiro. Now, I just have to keep taking deep breaths and try not to think about Saber being right next to me.
The white light of God
It took
says, Shiro, you must wake up.
Shiro, you have a Shinji to go beat up. Please. Stop resting and laying around hanging out with Saber. You're doing nothing, Shiro. Get up.
This isn't a date.
Okay, so we were flashback. We had flashbang to a flashback.
It took a night for the fire to die down. The searing, roaring red walls eventually disappeared. Hey, we fell asleep. Yeah, that's what that means. Good job, us, I think. Is this helpful?
I think he just passed out.
All that remained was a charred field, strewn with a smoldering, blackened lumber. I remember that. While I lay there on the ground, the sound of it reminded me of sparklers. The sky was getting cloudy. It should rain soon, and that will help put out the fires. I could hardly even breathe as I lay there, staring dazedly at the sky. Charred remains hemmed me on all sides. Burns cover almost my entire body, and there's an especially painful sensation around my chest. My chest is gouged out. I could probably touch my own insides. Oh yeah, I had forgotten about that. I didn't collapse because I got tired. It's not that my numb body was trying to do me a favor by letting me rest. I collapsed because I was much too hurt to keep moving at all. That's why I ended up just accepting it, calmly, no panic. I knew I wasn't going to make it. Everyone else was already dead anyways, so I wasn't scared. Staring up at the cloudy sky, I felt myself just sort of fading away. Yet, in the haze of fading consciousness, I decided that as long as I was alive, I'd try calling for help, right until the end. Huh? Wait, something's off. I shouldn't be remembering the pain in my chest. ... I jerked myself upright and tugged my shirt open to check myself all over. Yeah, I figured as much. There's no wound. Yeah, there's no scar on my chest. The respiratory distress that burn caused did almost kill me, but it didn't take some massive chest wound. I didn't take some massive chest wound. If something like that happened, even KyrieAI wouldn't have been able to help me. But more importantly, whoa, it's already night? Did I fall asleep, Saber?
Yes, you slept deeply, so I did not wish to wake you. It seems to have helped, though. You have regained some of your color.
That's not very nice. Sure, it might have been my fault for passing out, but you could have woken me up. I told you we don't have time to rest.
But you must rest, and you did so only for about an hour, so it should not be a problem.
That's just the benefit of hindsight. What would you have done if I hadn't woken up?
I mean, the option to revive you was always on the table. It's not like, oh god, he slept for an hour and it's now impossible to wake him back up. We've gone past the point of no return.
Well, I do not believe our situation would have changed much, actually. I have been about to wake you since the sun is setting and it is growing cold.
I do admit I feel a lot better. I get up from the bench and start walking through the field. There's no trace of what this field once looked like. No trace of when it used to be a residential district, nor any trace of when it was cast into that hellish red light. But for some reason, I'm irritated that I dreamed that scene just because I slept here.
Shiro, is something wrong?
No, I was just thinking that if I was going to rest, it should have been somewhere else. Too many bad memories here.
Bad memories? Do you have some link to this place?
Yeah? Alright, I never told you. I used to live around here a long time ago. 10 years ago, actually. There was a giant fire. It burned down my house with my parents inside. That's when my old man saved me. Later, he adopted me.
What? So that means you...
Yeah, I'm not KyrieAI's biological child. And I guess I'm not without ties to the Holy Grail War either. I heard that this place was the final battleground during the last war. It's kind of ironic to think that the survivor of this site turned into a master. I walked through the field. It's been 10 years, but it still seems like the ground hasn't recovered enough to even grow, for even grass to grow. Definitely no grass. I see none. Whenever we watched that episode 1 of the episode 0 of the anime, it's not like this place just was over flooded with grass that wasn't lawned or anything.
Look, even when we were watching this game, it was overflooded with grass. They keep telling us there's no grass here, but I keep seeing fucking grass.
Maybe Shiro can't see the grass.
Shiro's too depressed. He only sees the dirt under the grass because he wonders when he will be buried in it after saving someone. And only when saving someone.
Yes.
Shiro, is that why you're so adamant about not allowing innocents to be harmed? As a victim of the Holy Grail War yourself, you're hoping to avoid creating another such victim?
Well... Now that she mentions it, I guess I can see people coming to that conclusion. Surprisingly, I've never thought about it like that. I'm not sure. You have a good point.
Surprisingly, I've never thought about much of anything.
But I think it's something simpler than that. 10 years ago, I was so happy when KyrieAI saved me, I didn't feel anything else at the time. I think I just aspired to be like him one day, too. Yeah.
I didn't even think about my dead family. Never really thought anything about them. But, kind of weird that.
KyrieAI was just smiling. I thought, that's cool.
I think Saber's right. Not Saber in the story, but Saber in the chat, because it does seem like whenever Shiro wants to chill out, he goes to the place where he feels like the most pain. So he must be a masochist, right?
Well, he didn't want to chill out here. Saber brought him here this time.
No, but previously he did chill out here after work.
Yeah, I was just happy. Words can I even begin to describe what I felt when I called out and got help, and actually got it. I don't even think Shiro knows how to feel feelings, Jay.
I mean, You know what? That's a valid thing. I didn't know how to feel feelings for quite a long time either, so.
But at the same time, the happier I was, the more guilty I felt. It didn't feel right, though, knowing that my wish was the only one to be granted. My old man saved me, but no one else was saved, and they couldn't do anything about it. Everyone wished for salvation, but only my wish was granted. Only I was saved, and in exchange, everyone else died. That's why I have to take responsibility. But I can't take back something that already happened. If I want to do something for the people who died, I should focus on preventing what's to come. I will not allow another catastrophe like the one 10 years ago. If something like that ever happened again, I'd never be able to face the people who got sacrificed at the time. At least, that's how I see it. More importantly, we need to get back to looking for Shinji. I feel better now, and we need to hurry up and check the buildings we haven't gone to yet. Besides, there should be fewer people around at night. If Shinji wants to attack us, this will be the time. So if our plan is to bait and lure him out, it's time to get to it. Let's go, Saber. Let's get back to the office district. Saber, what's wrong? Did you forget something?
No, I was just recalling what happened this morning. I suggest you focus on healing your wounds before going out looking for a Rider's Master. But you told me our priorities were mixed up.
Hmm?
You mentioned the same thing yesterday. I believed this for some time, but now I'm certain. You do not value your own life.
It's like she just stares at me and lays it out like it's a sin or something.
Yeah, it is. Actually, you should respect yourself more. Jesus Christ.
I think in Christianity it is a literal sin.
It's not explicitly said in the Bible.
Well, you
Okay.
put others ahead of yourself. Admiral though it may be, you will one day regret doing so.
I don't think. Yeah, no, the Bible nowhere explicitly states it is a sin to commit suicide.
Well,
It does
he's
condemn
not
murder.
technically. He's not trying to quote unquote kill himself. He just if he dies in the process.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying is that
Yeah.
technically, I guess the reason people think that it says it is because murder is bad, therefore murdering yourself is bad.
So I don't know if this might just be a Jewish thing, and it might not even be that. It might just be a thing that I was told that's not actually the case. But
I mean,
the
at least I'm
way-
talking about the Christian version of it, but
yeah, the way it was explained to me, and
Trying to eat
again,
some soup.
I'm not knowledgeable about this, so this might be wrong. But the idea is that your life and your body are like given to you from
life
from
belongs
God.
to God. Yeah.
Yeah,
not to
and
the
therefore
individual.
it is wrong to kind of do anything that goes against that.
It
like-
says taking one's life is viewed as a serious violation of one's responsibility to God and society.
Yeah, to a lesser extent, that's the same line of logic that is why that technically speaking, in Judaism is against tattoos.
Yeah.
Because,
Body
but
of the
I don't
temple
know.
stuff.
But I don't know how much of that stuff is actually like in the Torah and how much of that stuff is like people
in the well, you have to keep in mind the Torah has a separate.
I finished my soup.
The funny thing about the Torah is only like
Good
literally
job.
like tiny part of the Jewish Bible. It's like up till Exodus or whatever, and then there's another
and there's
section.
I think it's called the Haftorah.
Yeah. But there's also a compilation of notes that are supposed to be used with the Bible called the Talmud. If
Yeah,
I'm correct. So
that sounds
it's
Like give
correct,
Saber a
yeah.
and it's
mustache.
basically
I have
Mustache
to-
saver.
rabbis over decades
Yeah,
discussing and debating topics
yeah.
or centuries or whatever.
So yeah, I don't know how
With
much
horns.
is Like,
I do know that in the
Enormous.
New Testament, tattoos are very
And lion tail.
explicitly said no-nos.
right.
Your body is a temple, blah, 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 because that's in there.
Yeah.
And football pads. Oh, you
So
done?
I would assume Jesus being a Jew would probably also be reflecting that. Now I'm done.
Kyrie, did you read that line?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
Are you not fascinated?
Saber cuts
By-
past me.
Okay.
I think that answers your question, Fendi.
We can do as much religious jabble as you want when we read the Fate Apocrypha Japanese novels to each other.
Is that a thing that's gonna happen?
No, I can't read Japanese.
I can't either.
Or
Neither can I.
when we go and play Fate Samurai Remnant and we go hang out with Sanson.
Jay,
Yeah.
will you teach us Japanese?
I can only read kanji, and that's because it's related to Chinese, and even then, it's not that good. Japan changed the meaning of a lot of kanji in the original Chinese.
Is that
That's
is
why
that a
I can't
maybe?
read it whenever something has hiragana in it. You have a better chance asking someone else, like Asu, maybe.
I don't think Asa can read
I think
Japanese.
Asu says he can.
Alright,
Oh,
Could be
actually, you
wrong.
know what? I think he can. I think I just locked that from my memory.
You know, Pending,
Wow, pending.
I'll leave this to you, Pending. So don't worry. You know, we have plenty of time. But letting you
Okay.
know, depending on how fast we go today, you may or may not get to learn who Saber is.
Oh, that's true. Okay, we should continue.
That is an important thing today.
Let
Yeah,
us go.
all right,
Being
all
here is
right.
clearly not good for you.
Now, I could be misjudging how much time it'll take, but it's definitely in the next battle.
Okay, all right. I'll be quiet.
You don't have to be quiet. Remember, I'm just letting you know.
Don't
The
be
more
good.
tangents we go on, the longer we delay the inevitable.
Remember, you get to ask questions and do whatever. You are a host in this stream, Pending. You're in the title and
It
everything.
just means next week will be amazing.
Oh, but I don't want to wait a week.
Yeah.
Red has now told him that we'll find out about Saber today, and now he wants it now.
I guess it also depends on whether or not you choose choices that'll get us killed or not. Because that
that's
could
true.
also extend the time. But you know. Saber heads
Red,
toward the
get ready.
office building district. I try to call out to her, but I can't stop her. What are you saying? That's what I want to ask her, but the words won't come. There's no way I'm not trying to help myself. That can be true, but I somehow can't think of a single thing to say to argue with her.
Because it's not true.
Oh, that's such a loaded thing. Holy shit, Shiro. I mean, I can't believe you said that in the Fate route. Except I can. We make our way through the town after dark. It's a little past 8. The station is at its most crowded hour, and Saber and I stare at the map of the town.
You checked most of the main buildings around this area. Is there anywhere else we can go?
Let's see. There's a factory a little further out from here. We should probably check it out since people gather there. Not that factories are exactly Shinji style. We do make a conversation now, but it's so hard for me to look Saber in the eye. I think our conversation from earlier is still stuck in my head. Saber's acting like it didn't happen, which bothers me even more. What about you, Saber? Can you sense Ryder's presence?
No, I cannot. Bought her once, so I should be able to sense her.
An odd feeling prickles my skin. Even I can feel the wave of magical energy that washes over us. There's no way that Saber can't.
Shiro, I do not believe I need to tell you, but
I know. Are they close, Saber?
no, they're not close enough, but we are most definitely being watched. This wave of magical energy is likely an attempt to provoke us.
If we're being watched, that means they've fallen into our trap. Releasing so much magical energy is an obvious attempt to lure us out. So, is this Ryder? My mind changes gears. The awkwardness between Saber and me earlier disappears.
We'll track the source of magical energy. Please be careful, Master.
I nod. The
I
wave,
love how that's the time she changes from calling him Shiro to Master.
Yeah, during the serious moments.
Yeah.
The wave of bloodlust I feel stinging at my skin is coming from the direction of the office district as it slowly empties of people.
Oh.
Today, of all days, maybe there's nobody working overtime. Most of the lights in the windows of the buildings seen at the heart of Shinto are dark. There aren't many people on the sidewalks, and we have plenty clear view of the buildings. I don't see anyone suspicious. If Shinji's anywhere, he'll be up ahead. Maybe in the park we just left. I feel the bloodlust growing even more intense. Oh, there's no even, but whatever. The enemy's nearby. It's more like... ... A chill runs up my spine. If even I can feel this aura of bloodlust, then we're probably already at the enemy's territory. Saber, be careful. Something's not right.
You're correct. I do not believe that they would attack us with so many others present. But it is difficult to be certain with this foe. It's best to be cautious.
We both nod in silent agreement and make our way toward the park. It's probably best to ignore the oppressive sense of a knife pressed against my throat. Shinji and Ryder are nowhere around in the office district. And if they're going to attack, it's probably going to be somewhere in the park, where there won't be anyone else around.
Shiro!
Saber? I turn towards Saber. She rushes towards me like a bolt of lightning. And block a blow aimed straight at my head. Gah! I look up. A massive building towers overhead. Clinging to the side of the building like some kind of spider is Ryder. What? Her hair is long enough to cover her entire body, her limbs supple and white. The masked woman is indeed our enemy. Ryder! Oh, that's right. She licks her lips and stares down at me. The hair on the back of my neck stands at end. There's no mistaking it.
Oh,
She
here.
came spiraling down from the top of the building, aiming to take my head in a sneak attack from her blind spot.
Time to pause the anime.
Saber lands on the ground. I was gonna say, Jay being out here being like, I'm not voicing for a while. I bet I can watch this Fate-related content.
It's literally 12 minutes!
And the time it took for her to rush and block Ryder's attack, Saber summoned her armor. Saber, she's...
I will go after her. Please stay here, Shiro.
Eh? Go after her? How? Saber kicks off the ground. She disappears into the sky with a glint of silvery armor. What? Ryder's clinging to the side of the building like that is absurd enough. But Saber is leaping skyward in pursuit of her is just outright ridiculous.
I mean, Superman didn't originally know how to fly. He eventually got to fly. He was just jumping around buildings for a long time.
No, they're servants. Normal logic doesn't apply here. Like Ryder, Saber moves along the side of the building, striking at her with dizzying speed. The two shadows clash and cross against each other. The sight of the two of them fighting overhead, darting along the building as they climb into the air, it's like watching two fighter jets. All the while
Oh god, okay.
Save the game.
yeah, all the while I save a game to see if Pending makes the correct or incorrect choice.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
And remember, you get a phone the Kyrie this time, Pending. One phone the Kyrie.
Well, we're
All
already
right.
into the second battle.
So,
Saber did say to wait there.
you know what?
But do you ever listen to Saber?
Remember the last time you listened to Saber?
We
He did
did
get
die
the
when we
kill.
listened to Saber last time.
God, but I feel like waiting there is...
How are you gonna spider yourself up the side of the building?
I mean, if all else fails, you could flip a coin, or ask Kyrie, or have
Or
Kyrie
you could phone a Kyrie.
You know
Use your
what?
one phone a Kyrie if you want to.
No, okay. I gotta trust Saber. I'm gonna wait here.
All right. Sure. ... By the way. It's frustrating, but I should stay here. I can't run up the side of the building, and even if I got after Saber, I wouldn't be able to help her much anyway. Saber. No human should get involved in a battle between servants. All I can do here is believe in Saber and wait for her. The next 60 seconds pass with agonizing slowness. After a few moments, I see sparks erupting overhead. The rooftop? Did the two of them go all the way up to the roof? I strain my eyes, trying to follow Saber's movements. The pair of figures, one black, one silver, never stop moving, and then disappearing after climbing a few hundred more meters. What? What should I do? Should I sneak into the building and get up to the rooftop now? I may not be able to scale the side of the building, but if I can get to the rooftop where the ground will be stable... What the? A blinding bright light bursts atop the roof. And not just one. It flashes again and again like successive shots. In steady rhythm of a pendulum swinging back and forth. Don't tell me that's Ryder's noble phantasm. If it is, Saber doesn't have a chance. We weren't supposed to let Ryder use her noble phantasm. Saber's winning hinges on that.
Oh god, was I wrong?
Saber! No time to be indecisive. I grit my teeth at my own inaccuracy and sprint back toward the building. I rush up the stairs. Sneaking in was easy. Getting to the rooftop, not so much. The elevator only went up to the 40th floor, so now I have to run up the stairs the rest of the way. I can't waste time with crap like this. The lights are out, but I keep rushing up the darkened staircase. It's been 5 minutes since I sneaked inside. A normal battle would have ended by now. Gah! The ground shakes. The 54-story skyscraper rocks like a bomb's just gone off. What the? That wasn't Ryder's noble phantasm. Just one more flight of stairs until I reach the rooftop. I try to shake off the ominous feeling and focus entirely on reaching the top of the stairs. Dot dot dot. The instant I open the door, a rush of heat sears my cheek. Scorching hot wind rushes in at me. What the hell is happening here? The concrete roof is pocked and scorched. The air is so dry, nothing could survive up here. Saber? Saber sprawled on the ground at the heart of it all, exhausted. What? Saber, come back, Saber! I reach over to Saber and gather her into my arms. She's still breathing. Saber's unconscious, but she's breathing heavily from the wound she sustained. Saber's alone.
Saber keeps getting injured here.
Ryder's nowhere to be seen. What happened doesn't matter. The outcome is clear enough. If Ryder were still here, she wouldn't just leave Saber alone, weakened as she obviously is. Which means the only survivor, the victor, is Saber. Ryder was defeated, but the effort of beating her must have left Saber unconscious. Hang in there, Saber. I'll take you home quick and have Tosaka look at you. I lift Saber up. She's so light. Saber weighs no more than an illusion, and she lets out an anguished sigh.
I feel like I made the right choice then.
Well, you didn't die.
We didn't die. I think I did it.
Yeah.
Maybe it didn't give us Saber points, though.
Did I get Saber points?
Just read.
Could I have gotten Saber points?
You should just read.
Oh,
Okay.
Is that me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's done. I'm having her sleep in the Japanese-style room. She's not waking up anytime soon, though. Not with the state she's in.
Thanks for taking a look. I wouldn't be able to treat Saber.
Well, I just took her armor off to make her comfortable. There's really nothing to thank me for. Saber's not improving, so I didn't do much.
But still, I'm glad Tosaka was here. The moment I arrived home carrying Saber, Tosaka understood what was going on. Tosaka wasted no time in removing her armor and checking her injuries. Jay?
So what happened? You went to find Shinji and you came home with a wounded Saber? I know something happened. Care to explain?
I actually don't know either. All I know is that Saber and Ryder fought, and Saber was the only survivor.
I do want details, but I can't but I can let that go for now. Probably the least of your concerns at this point.
Why? What do you mean, the least of my concerns?
How is that unclear? You've got to have figured it out by now. That Saber's going to disappear.
What? She says it so
Oh,
calmly.
I chose wrong.
Tosaka just casually brings up one thing I've been trying so hard to avoid. Disappear? You're saying Saber's going to disappear?
Yes, I don't know what happened in that battle, but Saber's almost out of magical energy. She's in so much agony because she's fighting so hard to remain here, even if she's on the brink of disappearing from the lack of magical energy.
What? Saber's going to disappear because she doesn't have magical energy?
Yes, she doesn't have enough magical energy to maintain her spiritual form in this world. A normal master would just share their magical energy, but you can't do that. Right now, Saber is like a fish suffocating out of water.
Suffocating? That's ridiculous. She was fine before, and Saber said she could recover if she slept.
Only because she had an extraordinary amount of magical energy to begin with. But now that's burned up. There's only 2 ways to restore a servant's magical energy when they run out. Either Master replenishes their magical energy, or they have the servant collect magical energy themselves.
A servant collecting it themselves. That would mean killing innocent people, like Ryder. That's impossible. Saber would never do that. She said herself she'd never do such a thing.
I figured as much, but those are your only options. As long as a master doesn't provide magical energy, the servant will have to supply their own somehow. But it's your choice. If you want to save Saber, you'll need to tell her to attack people and eat their souls. ...
That's the most realistic method. But that's...
I'm sure Saber would hate that, but if you leave this be, she will disappear, sooner or later, and you'll be the target for other masters. ...
Saber's going to disappear? I can't even consider that. I still remember the warmth of her body when I was carrying her here.
I'll let you decide. Saber's condition might settle down if she sleeps, but she's at her limit. If you're going to make a decision, you'll have to make it by tomorrow morning at the latest.
Tosaka leaves the living room. I feel dizzy. I can't even lift my head, and the only thing I can do is listen to the sound of her footsteps fading down the hall. No.
It's a new day.
I can't believe they do that.
Slay a dragon.
I can't
What
believe-
a fucking title for the chapter.
It's morning. The sun rose, but I didn't sleep a wink. Saber hasn't woken up. She's still sleeping, looking almost dead. At least she's not as pale. The situation's not that dire. Her breathing is even, and that pain look she had last night has smoothed over. Saber's sleeping peacefully. It's a morning like any other. Maybe if I let her sleep, Saber will recover. That way, I won't have to make her kill anyone. Then she could stay with me, just like she's been. How could I be so selfish? I slam my fist into the wall. My own weakness nauseates me. If I put off my decision any longer, Saber will disappear. Damn! Damn it! I stand up without another sound. I don't even know when Saber's gonna wake up, but I have to make a decision before she does. I head out. I don't have a plan. I just wander, hoping I'll happen across a sign that'll help me make up my mind. The park is empty as usual. Maybe it's because it's so cold. There's no one around, and it looks like I'm the only one outside. ... I sit on the bench, and the question still ringing in my head. No answer yet presenting itself. Time slips by me as I sit on the bench. I have no idea how long I remain sitting there. But just as my fingers start to tremble from the cold... Alright, who wants to play,
He wants to play as Ilya.
Who wants to play as Ilya?
Sure. Ah, I never thought I'd see you again, but you're here.
I look up, hearing a voice calling to me.
It is really you. Hey, hello, Shiro.
You look down. Did something happen?
Ilya, did you come all the way here by yourself again? It's not safe. You never know where masters are lurking. I'm about to warn her about other masters might be lurking nearby, waiting to attack. I catch myself, realizing how stupid that would be. Ilya's the master. I shouldn't be worried about her. We're enemies. Sorry, I don't really have time to talk right now. I know we bumped into each other, but I can't talk today. It's going to be really cold, so you should head home. I don't get up from the bench as I dismiss Ilya. There are plenty of things I'd like to talk to her about, but I can't think of anything other than Saber right now. What's going on? Ilya didn't say anything. She's looking at me as if I'm a stranger. Ilya, sorry, I don't mean to be harsh. I've just got a lot on my mind right now.
I know Saber's about to disappear, right? And you're wondering what to do.
Just out of nowhere. Ilya's voice has gotten cold and detached. You see how cold and detached that was, Jay?
Cold and detached? I'm sorry.
Ilya, how do you know about that?
There's not much to explain. I was there last night, at the building. I could only watch from inside, though.
Ugh. I try to make my hands and feet move, but nothing happens. No, it feels more like if I try to move, the stiffer they get. It's those eyes. Whenever I see Ilya's red eyes, my senses go dull.
Oh, you're already chained down? You really weren't on your guard at all. I thought it'd be easier to capture you if you were all alone. But you're so cute, getting caught so easily?
Ilya, you...
It's no use, brother. You can't move now. Soon you won't be able to talk, but there's nothing to worry about. I actually didn't come here to talk today either.
Ilya's eyes blaze with murderous intent. This is Ilya as I saw her the other night, Berserker's master. Do you plan to kill me right here? I grit my teeth and gather all my strength, but my fingers won't as much as budge. It's like Ilya's stare has frozen every nerve in my body.
Yep, there's no reason for you to remain a master, right? If Saber disappears, you'll be all alone. I can't have you go on being a master. I can kill you easily if you have no other means to fight.
Ilya raises her hand. Her slender white fingers reach into my for my chest.
I'm glad I found you before the others killed you. So good night, brother. Saber's going to disappear anyway, so the sooner the better, right?
My vision fades. My limbs have gone completely numb, and now I can't see either. How long have I been stuck in this darkness? Before I can figure out whether I'm alive or dead, I lose consciousness. Huh? I think I'm still alive. Whoever wants to be... I think, is this one Liz? I forget.
It's one of the
I don't
nurses.
Are you sure about this, Ilya? This boy is not your enemy.
It is
You
Liz.
stay out of this, Liz. And I have every right to do this. It's my privilege. I waited 10 years for this, and I'm not letting him go now.
Illy? Yeah? What? I can't move. No. I can't even feel my body. What the hell happened? Am I really here? You
Who
know,
wants to be the other one?
Jess can be the other one.
Okay. Refrain from further comment, Lizarette. Preparations to accept the vessel are now ready, miss. All that remains is to conduct the transfer.
Okay, let's begin. You two can leave.
My vision goes dark. There's no light here. All I can see are the crimsons of Ilya's command spells. My consciousness is being taken someplace else. I feel nothing, and yet I feel like someone's taking my arm. I'm feeling faint. I don't know what happened to me next. but it seems my fight has already ended.
Bad end.
Bad end.
So
Oh,
someone needs to
well.
voice Ilya in the Tiger Dojo because I'm not doing both.
Okay,
Well.
so can I? Let me just put this out there.
Yeah.
I don't think listening to Saber is the play anymore.
Yeah, 2 bad innings where you listen to Saber and
Man,
We would like to seek advice on why that was a bad
Yeah.
idea, please.
Hey,
I get-
this is Tiger Dojo, your one-stop shop for peace and respite. Here to help those
Pending
suffering from a
and
terminal case of deadness.
yeah, Pending and Plompers.
okay.
Our Liz. I guess
I
guess it's Kyrie.
Liz is talking. Kyrie, go.
I'm Liz.
Yeah, who are you? I never called for a maid. I'll get Disciple 1 and bring her here.
No, Ilya's resting. She is depressed.
She got all murdery and then went and got depressed? So unreasonable. But that's good. I want to go to a fancy castle too, meow.
Castle.
Oh, castle.
Yeah.
It's like castle. Okay.
Well, anyway. Seriously, who are you? You're drawn differently than us. Accurate.
Isn't that the other one? I'm
No.
Liz.
No, this is Liz.
That's how Liz spells her name.
Oh my
Yeah, this
god.
is Liz.
I like how they're filling as Lays in this. That's crazy.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
Lyseret, Ilya's friend. I am her substitute today.
Is that so? So Ilya has friends too. I don't know about that, but sure. So what's your relationship with her? Straight man and funny man? Crime and punishment?
Well, Ilya's caretaker.
Ah, crap. I knew she had to be some kind of fancy rich kid, so she's really loaded? Ah! Big sis can't allow this! Ah, what a mess. Listen, this bad end happened because Shiro got scared. Go back to the previous choice and figure out how
I
the
didn't get
battle should be
scared.
going.
We were just listening.
I incorrectly listened to Saber.
Shiro got scared.
Yes, I don't think Ilya would be pleased with this either.
Oh, you seem blunt, but I see you know what you're talking about. Good, good. Good children will get this. Tiger Stamp.
What?
We
Ah,
stamped her.
Their tiger. Thank you.
Ah, you're Donka welcome.
I hate that.
We all did. So, there you have it. Let's meet at a better end next time.
Okay, welcome.
Donka means thank you, not you're welcome. Why? Because it's Donka shirt. For you're very thank you very much.
No
Anyway,
pending?
I think there's only one other choice.
I need to follow Saber.
Pending was just so
That's true, which means-
exasperated.
Dot. I can't just watch and do nothing. Man,
I
pending.
can't
what-
believe there's 2 ends where Illy just takes you as your
Pending.
toy.
Yeah.
Can you believe that ending might have cost you learning who Saber is?
God. Well, we'll see.
I can't just watch and do nothing. The uneven footing prevents Saber from gaining ground on Ryder. The two clash in the air, rushing up the rooftop.
You're not that close to 8. You'll be fine. Keep
the
going.
rooftop? If Ryder came flying down from the top of the building, chances are Shinji's up there. We have 2 possible ways to win our fight against Ryder. Either we defeat her directly or we defeat her master. But whichever it is, it has to be before she deploys her noble phantasm. While Saber's fighting Ryder, there's only one thing I should be doing.
Interlude.
Interlude.
10-1.
Fate.
Fate.
Fate. The 2 shadows climb upwards. They continue to distance themselves
Illustration.
from the ground, gaining more and more altitude. Neither needs proper footing. They just kick their way up along the wall. As it happens, they clash countless times, all before they ever reach the top. Were anyone watching from the ground, they'd probably think they were seeing a game of pinball. Though I doubt they'd be able to follow the two with the naked eye. Whoever they are.
Ah, no,
Whoever I am. It's like a deadly circus act. The collisions are barely discernible, invisible to normal human beings. Saber has no desire to be part of this crazy circus act. She may be a servant, but she can't fly through the sky. She might be able to run along the building walls, but that's it. This is no better than free fall for her.
I don't think Ryder can also fly.
She alternates between kicking off the building before she loses momentum and slowing to let gravity take hold of her. I don't know if it matters, but Ryder has better agility than Saber.
I guess, but that's still not having the ability to fly.
Well, yeah, just better agility. It may be no exaggeration to say she's falling into the sky.
Look, I don't agree with the spider things, okay? That's their fault. They're trying to trick us.
They are trying to trick you, Jay. That's true.
With that spider shit.
Now that she started, she'll continue all the way up to the rooftop. And in that entire journey, if her opponent hits her, she'll be hurled to the ground. But it seems that the laws of gravity do not apply to the enemy. To the opponent, Saber has to defeat. The streaks of purple shoot across the side of the buildings in pursuit of Saber, while Saber focuses on reaching the roof. Gravity has no hold on Ryder. She leaps around effortlessly, moving in and from all directions, up, down, left, right, to strike at Saber. Her long hair trails out behind her like a comet tail, and she looks like a snake wrapping itself around a log.
Am I supposed to be saying something? No.
Nah, I'm pretty sure that's Saber.
You get it?
Nope, but I pretend I did. Saber's feet
Okay,
touch the
thank
wall. She leans sideways and kicks the wall, aiming for the edge of the building. Saber suddenly shoots out a right angle to her previous trajectory. Not one of the attacks finds its marks. Ryder's simply no match for Saber's raw power. Saber shakes Ryder off with a single kick, and then kick upwards once again when she reaches the building's side. She aims herself upwards. If Ryder is like a serpent coiling around a building, Saber is like a bursting spark. But it looks like Ryder might have predicted her moves. The distance between them remains the same. Ryder continues along the side of the building, not letting Saber open any distance between them. She strikes every time Saber has to take a step. Saber fends Ryder off with her blade and jumps to put some space between them. Though she's able to fend off Ryder's coiling pursuit, there's only so much she can do in the air. Where before there had been no contest in their combat abilities, they were now more evenly matched. Neither has an attack that can bring this to a close. No, Ryder is withholding her own deadliest attack. Every time Saber leaps at Ryder, Ryder fends off her attack, but never counterattacks. Ryder's only keeping Saber at bay, so she makes her way to the rooftop.
Do you not intend to fight, Ryder?
Saber curses at her cowardly enemy. To a knight like Saber, a fight like this is as good as an insult. Such a thing should involve both opponents giving it their all in their clash. By that belief, Ryder's actions are disrespectful.
Ooh, it appears you do not like heights, Saber.
Ryder's voice is so cool. How cool. She's right. Saber is clearly not used to fighting in the air. This is probably a first for her, actually. Knights are meant to fight on solid ground. They're not supposed to cling to walls like her opponent.
I'm guessing that's still me.
Yeah.
Your proud sword won't do you any good here, but do not worry, I will give you your rest soon.
Ryder moves upward, her manner inviting. She's set this whole thing up. ... Saber understands that, though. At the end of this circus, yes, Ryder's ideal position must be waiting up above. Ryder can't use her trump card so readily, which is why she's luring her prey to a place there will be no interruptions, so they can settle this with her ultimate attack. As soon as she reaches the roof, she'll be in a difficult position. If Ryder's noble phantasm is exactly what Saber thinks it is, she won't have any defense against it. But there's no turning back now. We just can't ignore Ryder, or her master. This isn't about defeating an enemy in a Holy Grail war. Saber must defeat Ryder here and now to protect her master, because she has no other choices. This whole situation must be absolutely dumbfounding for her. She's probably thought more than once about not wanting to push her master to do anything crazy. The two continue gaining altitude. Their rapid clashes ring across the buildings as the battle approaches its final destination. The movie, pending. The movie.
The movie?
Interlude
The
out.
movie.
Back with Shiro Emiya, climbing up the stairs. Damn, why does it only go up to the 40th floor? I rush up the stairs while I complain. I manage to enter the building from the back, but the elevator doesn't go all the way up to the roof. I have to run up the remaining 10 flights of stairs.
I mean, that makes sense. They don't want people accessing the rooftop.
I climb the stairs as fast as I can. I'm not sure how long it's been since Saber and I split up. Probably less than 10 minutes, but that's too long. You never know how or when a battle will end. Even Saber's not perfect. She could make a mistake and get into trouble. So before that happens, if I can make Shinji use up his command spells, Ryder might stop fighting. I run harder, and my still healing body aches. Sprinting around the building, then and up the stairs has left me out of breath. But I don't slow down. No, I speed up. Something about this has me worried. I'm not sure why, but my chest hurts. It's kind of like if I don't do this, I'll die somehow to Ilya. It's weird. It's not physical pain. Something is warning me of the danger ahead.
You can't just say that kind of shit.
Saber can't win. There's something on this rooftop that shouldn't be faced. I try to shake this feeling off and focus on climbing the stairs. The wind is strong. The moment I open the door, the city's nightscape fills my field of vision. Scorch marks pock the concrete. And at its center, at the heart of the burned, scarred rooftop, Saber is on her knees. Saber!
Hero, why are you here?
Because I tried your way. It didn't work.
Because you're being bad. I tried, and I had to go back in time.
Saber, listen, you're always wrong.
Twice now. Twice you got me, cuz.
Saber's shoulders heave with labored breathing. The moment I rush to her, I notice something strange floating up above me. Or rather, the sheer overwhelming amount of magical energy forces me to take notice. What? I look up toward the sky. Flapping wings. I hear flapping wings. Something, a paler, more blinding white than the light of the moon hovers over me. Sure is.
Woo! I wonder who they are.
We already have Hercules.
Oh wait, okay. Wait, a Pegasus?
Yeah, we already
Wait,
have Hercules.
Yep,
Who's this?
No,
Yeah.
It is.
it's not Hercules.
she a
Does not
Valkyrie?
have Pegasus.
Is she a
What?
Valkyrie?
Hercules
But
has
the Disney
Pegasus in
movie.
the
No,
Disney
only
movie.
in the Disney movie.
Wait, is she a Valkyrie?
Jay, is she a Valkyrie? But I don't know the names of any Valkyries.
It is a Pegasus. It's not a Valkyrie.
Damn.
Jay, I
That's
have
the
a
only
problem.
ones I know.
I have a problem. My
Yeah.
my knowledge of Greek
well, ask
legend-
Kyrie. Kyrie, what's your knowledge of Greek mythology? Where does Pegasus come from?
I don't know. I'm not as knowledgeable on Greek mythology as you think
Okay.
I am.
All right.
A legendary
Well-
mystic I've only heard about in myth.
Yeah, the only info I got on Pegasus is Zeus can create them.
Zeus didn't create Pegasus, actually.
Thank you, Disney
He
movies.
didn't. But that's
Thank you, Disney
God
movies,
damn.
for ruining that.
Disney, why did you lie to me?
Disney likes to lie about things because they don't want to talk about how Pegasus are actually made.
The moment she reaches the rooftop, Saber confronts her opponent's true form.
Is it going to reveal it?
is Jay gonna reveal it?
Look, I want to, but I'm not going to unless the story says so.
Saber leans on her sword, exhausted,
Nah,
and
I'm
looks
pretty-
up.
Alright, when the story reveals it, will you tell us
It's
about
actually the second
Yes.
Hercules from the Disney movie.
Oh yes, the sequel of Disney.
The white
Actually,
light.
it's the knockoff
Hercules
that's based
2,
off of the
Electric
TV show that was
Boogaloo.
animated.
Whenever they reveal who she is, I can tell you where it comes from too.
I actually have. Well,
I
didn't
could
remember.
I
didn't
could tell
know.
it too. But
I do think a lot of people who just grew up knowing stuff about Hercules don't know where Pegasus comes from.
yeah.
Also, don't look up where
Yeah,
Pegasus
I
comes from
wouldn't-
because
I
you'll figure
wouldn't
it out
know.
Don't
right
look
away.
up. Don't Google where Pegasus comes
not-
from.
I'm not
Chat, don't
Googling
talk
it.
about it.
I'm not googling it.
The white light rushes towards her. Saber unleashes the wind that shrouds her sword, using it to create an invisible barrier. She goes flying backwards. Her attempt to block the onrushing Pegasus fails to even slow it down.
Go.
Saber.
No, Saber.
The force of the impact knocks Saber back, slamming her brutally into the ground. There's no time to be lying down. Pegasus turns midair to resume its glide without so much as pausing.
Is that me?
She can't possibly brace herself. Her only option is to try to evade. If she manages that, the after effects of the passage will chip away her defenses.
I like how After Effects is now one word.
If she keeps this up, it will hit her eventually. The white light streaks down towards her. Pegasus sails far overhead and knocks Saber backwards before sweeping back into the skies. Saber can't possibly reach it. There are no walls she can kick off of, not up here. And even if she could, there's no way she could actually reach Pegasus.
What about Gingy?
Despite her disadvantage, Saber waits for an opportunity to fight back. Pegasus, it may be, but it's a living creature, so she should still be able to kill it if she gets a chance. Her only opportunity for victory is if Ryder makes a mistake at the reins. Jay?
What?
I'm assuming Jay.
Yeah.
I think this is a
That's a
writer.
little bit
Ryder.
more important of a message. It wasn't a random message.
Hold on. I get it. There you go then, if that's what you want, JayKingPlays.
Thank you.
That's what you want.
Give JayKingPlays
Jay?
permission to press on
What?
stuff.
It's you reading, Jay.
Oh, is that me?
It's
That's
you
actually
reading.
supposed to be me?
Ryder.
Okay.
This is a surprise. You're much tougher than I expected.
Saber grips. Ryder's voice comes from high above. Saber grips her sword tightly as she looks up.
But is there any point to any of this? You have no chance of winning. If you're to disappear, I suggest you at least do it gracefully.
She has the high ground.
Give it up,
Oh,
Saber. I have the high ground.
He does
Ryder's
have the
voice
high
is
ground.
calm. Even so, I
Yeah, I
hear.
can definitely say it is calm.
Even so, I hear just the slightest bit of joy in it.
Is that?
That's
No,
Saber.
that's not me. That's Saber.
I expected you to have a phantasmal species, but I didn't expect you to have this. Ryder.
A phantasmal species, as the name suggests, refers to creatures which exist within an illusion. Humanoids like fairies and giants, demonic creatures like Onis and dragons. They are considered mystics. That alone makes them superior to magecraft. And the law of nature for mystics to be destroyed by other, stronger mystics. In the same way magecraft grows in powers with knowledge, phantasmal species accumulate powers from their longevity. Even if a human masters magecraft, the most they can accumulate is about 500 years worth of it. Take a species that lived since ancient times. There's just no contest between that and a mystic that's only been 500 years old. But it's been a long, long time since humans and phantasmals existed in the same world. The longer the phantasmal has lived, the further it distances itself from the world. The living phantasmal species in the modern world are a scant few hundred years old. So Saber expected the phantasmal Rider has as her mount is only a few hundred years old.
You must
That's
be
definitely
truly
not me.
wicked if you thought. Well, it said Ryder. I had to wait.
I know. I'm sorry.
You must be truly wicked if you thought to bring something from the Age of Gods here, Ryder.
It's a good thing they use their full legal servant names every time they say a line.
I know, right?
Yes, I am different from you all. That is, I was merely an enemy for you, and so now I control the poor things you people cast out in the distant past.
I see. I knew there was something twisted about you. So you're a demonic spirit rather than a heroic spirit.
Oh wait, is she Hades?
I can say no to that. I will say no to that.
You what? Jay.
I want to. I can't. Can I please say no to that?
Jay.
Whatever.
It's
Anyway.
Curse me all you want. It doesn't matter. You won't be able to lay so much as a finger on my darling here.
The Pegasus rests its wings in the air. It's a giant arrow aimed at Saber's heart, ready to fire at the moment's notice. ... She glares at the creature and thinks. Pegasus itself is not a powerful phantasmal species. A typical Pegasus is just a phantasmal that can only match a demonic beast in power. Were that the case, it would be easy to defeat with Saber's invisible air alone. But it isn't the case. That Pegasus has existed since the Age of Gods, and has long since reached the level of a phantasmal. The horse is nearing the level of a dragon race, considered to be the strongest of all phantasmals. At the very least, its defenses are probably already at the level of a dragon race. Since Pegasus possesses divine protection that exceeds even Saber's, those magic resistances are unparalleled. The way it glides through the air, trailing massive amounts of magical energy, is like a castle wall bearing down on Saber. It can't be possible to avoid or repel something like that. But something else is odd here. Ryder simply summoned Pegasus, and it has no true name of its own. To Ryder, Pegasus is little more than, say, a favorite dagger. It's like that means she has yet to use her noble phantasm. ... Even in her dire predicament, the possibility of defeat never enters Saber's mind. Instead, she thinks her chance will come when Ryder really starts getting serious. Whatever Ryder's noble phantasm may be, it'll have no trouble destroying a building like this. She just needs to focus on defending herself, on staying alive. Then all she has to do is cut Ryder down as soon as the opportunity presents itself. Yes. If only her master hadn't shown up.
Oh, I see. It's our fault the bastard showed up, huh?
What? I look up toward the sky.
It was just her anyway.
Flapping wings. I hear flapping wings. Something, a paler and more blinding white light than the moon, hovers over me, I say again. It is a legendary mystic I've only heard about in myth and seen in a Disney movie.
Are they really repeating themselves, or is it just another one?
No, it's repeating itself. A Pegasus?
Okay.
The identity of Ryder's noble phantasm. Could that be what scorched the rooftop and forced Saber to her knees? I see that Ryder is, as her class name suggests, riding a horse, tearing across the sky. I see riders really do ride stuff, he says.
Holy shit.
What the?
And yet archers don't use bows.
I shift my focus from Ryder. Not that he doesn't know that. You know, sure, Emiya doesn't know that.
He's never seen that.
I shift my focus from Ryder. I thought I heard something. Shinji, I know you're here. Come on out. I can't tell how strong Ryder is while she's on Pegasus. All I can tell is that white fiend has more magical energy than a few hundred mages could muster. No wonder the roof is a charred mess. The monster can destroy damn near anything around just by running across it. If that thing charges from the sky, even Saber wouldn't be able to avoid it. Quit hiding! I came here like you asked, so show yourself! It's a race against time. I need to defeat Shinji. If I defeat the master, Ryder will disappear. Shinji?
Ha!
I hear laughter. Shinji must be hiding somewhere. Shinji?
Do you see that, Emiya? This is the difference between my power and yours.
Only his voice echoes annoyingly. Ugh. I fight down my impatience and try to focus on the sound of his laughter. Damn, this wind is so strong. I can't tell where the laughter's coming from.
Sucks for you. This is what you get when you try to be all cool and act like it's all under control. Dumbass. Now Do you understand
That's rude.
that you have to go for the kill when you have the chance?
I mean,
Shinji?
That's what
Shinji
Pending says
Shinji's
is
the one
rude.
who does not think of Shiro as a friend.
Don't rush. Let him talk. Let him talk all he wants. The more he talks, the better chance I have at finding him.
But I'm not like that. You and your servant are done for, here and now. But it's not like we're total strangers, you know. I still owe you one from yesterday, so I'll be merciful and kill you quickly.
You know, they're friends. That's how you know they're friends, because he'll kill you quickly.
Ugh.
No
This is
pain,
bad.
no gain.
Pegasus is still high up in the sky, tips its head towards Saber. The vortex of magical energy whirls faster, as it knows no limit. If that thing comes at us at full speed, it'll blow the entire roof apart.
And I guess it's glad it's nighttime, so no one's in the office for the most part, probably.
Don't worry, Emiya.
Hey,
You
say
were a
wishes.
bit of a speed bump along the way, but I'll make sure those morons at school join you soon. And if you're still lonely after all of that, I'll send Sakura to join you too.
Why you? Shinji!
Go, Ryder!
What am I, a Pokemon?
Take that woman first. Don't leave a trace.
Aren't servants just really murderous Pokemon that look like people? Saber! A white comet
What?
streaks towards us. And at that moment,
He likes puppies. He likes
a storm rages
you
around me.
trying to
I'm
like,
saying it's a
try not to
translation
completely
error.
hate him. Penny. He likes puppies. He likes puppies.
He likes
Yeah.
swappies. Saber! I think that's Shinji.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, I think that is. Shinji.
What?
For the first time, she forgets her enemy in battle. Unless that is her.
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess it is her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's Saber.
she's furious with her master for walking into a death trap, but she's also angry with herself for failing to anticipate him doing so. Really, she should have known better. Saber thinks to herself.
She should have anticipated that her initial instructions would just lead to his death.
All those thoughts are cast aside now. What else can she do? Even now, even amidst the danger, she can only see concern for her well-being in his eyes.
Hero.
He's always been like this, actually. He may have understood that she was an exceptional knight, but that never how he saw her. Yay.
Is that me again?
Yay.
All right.
It appears playtime is over, Saber.
Ryder's giggling voice reaches her even now.
I don't know, man.
Ryder touches his neck with both her hands, and the beast's wings beat harder. Like,
It is a
apparently-
little weird that they switch narrators randomly like that.
They're not doing the interlude in or out thing. I guess they don't want to like keep putting interlude in and out over and over.
It's really annoying though, because I can't tell anymore. Anyway, is that still me?
Yeah.
Okay. My noble phantom is powerful, but it is not suitable to be on the ground. If I use it, it will draw attention with other masters around. I could not do so readily. But up here, there is no cause for worry. Did you understand that I brought you up here because it suited me?
Something begins to form in Ryder's hand. It seems insignificant. Really, like a glittering golden rope.
Uh-huh.
Wonder Woman.
You got her. You figured it out.
It's the lasso of truth.
It is.
It's crazy.
Could be. We don't know.
That's definitely Kyrie.
Yeah, that was.
Sorry. Is that your noble phantasm, Ryder?
Yes, distasteful though it is. My darling here is too kind and not fit for battle, so I need something like this to get them in the mood.
Pegasus lowers its head. Its feral nature is not inborn within the creature itself, but coaxed from it by Ryder's touch.
Be gone, Saber. Even if you survive, your master has no chance. So long as your master dies, you will follow him, no?
It is the inaugural truth, inarguable truth. Ryder's noble phantasm will utterly destroy the roof. If she hurried, she might be able to carry Shiro away and escape, but Ryder won't stop at destroying the rooftop. Her master is not strong enough to survive a collapsing building. Meaning, to protect her master, she will have to destroy her enemy, Pegasus and all. ...
What if she protects the world from devastation?
Unite all people in their nation.
Yeah.
Ah, man.
Oh boy. You know,
She could potentially protect the powers of truth and love.
Pending. The reveal. We have to remember the reveal.
she doesn't
Right,
have
okay, I'm
to
sorry.
think about whether this is the right thing to do. I don't know, it seems appropriate. Saber glances one final time at her master, still some distance from her. He's doing his best to fill his role, simply by gritting his teeth and keeping back.
You know, oh, am I talking? No, I'm not, right?
No, I
That was
this
that was
is
Saber.
Is Saber doing releasing invisible?
Oh, that
Air?
is Saber. Okay, go Saber.
Go win.
Last of her hesitation fades. What is ahead of her no longer matters. All that matters in this moment, and in it, she must be her master's blade and defeat the enemy they now face.
Go, Ryder! Get that woman first! Don't leave any trace of her!
I hear the jarring, grating shout. In that moment, Pegasus ascends higher and vanishes from sight. Pegasus flies into the air. It's already lost its form. It rises up as it shoots through the moon and then continues its arc by flapping its wings, powering itself down towards the ground. The blazing light comet streaks downward, becomes an arrow of searing white light, but Ryder continues urging it on. There's only one target. It intends to annihilate the enemy entirely, and the isolated garden in the sky along with it. Ryder.
Bella Rose.
She speaks his name. It's a noble phantasm. If a noble phantasm is a miracle that is released by speaking its true name.
I still think this name is stupid fun.
It's divine lightning. It is divine lightning. A thunderous flash. There's no emotion in her eyes as she looks on. Saber.
You said nobody would see from this vantage, didn't you, Ryder?
The wind unfurls her blade and becomes a storm. I don't think it was a copy paste from the fan translation, to be fair, perpetrator.
I agree. There's no need to worry about destroying the ground from so high up.
The seal is broken. Layers of wind unfold her blade. Her sword is finally visible. A storm rages before my eyes. The white light descends upon the rooftop. Saber, though she is the sole focus of that light, doesn't move. Saber! The raging wind. She's the source. No, not Saber herself. Her sword! Oh, it's playing the music, Jess.
Oh look, they put the sword in there.
Eh? I can't believe what I'm seeing. The blade should be invisible, but there it is.
Oh, the thing that got spoiled.
Like unwrapping bandages, the wind slowly coils away from her blade. Oh,
She's gonna say the line that got spoiled, right?
a golden sword?
Actually,
it's
can
a
we pause?
saber.
Can we stop for just 1 second so that I can tell you something?
Yeah, Pending, I'm listening.
So I just want you guys to know that you made mention of this music. I've heard this music once before, this music was used for that battle of chibis that I saw, with like one of the chibis was like you know,
Oh.
Just because
like-
of
Yeah,
his
yeah,
reference
yeah.
to
When
this, yeah.
the saber versus
Mascot.
the
yeah,
Fujiwara,
and then the poor person in like the saber chibified suit fell down.
Yeah.
and the chibi saber head was too big, so like assistants had to run over to help saber back up.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yep.
Yeah, this was the music that was played during that.
Which makes sense. This is the music that plays when she does her noble phantasm, as you can
Yeah.
guess, because it's playing while she does her noble phantasm.
Yeah, okay, we're gonna get the okay. The line just spoiled for me. Let's go. Let's do it.
The wind rages on. The multiple layers of seals peel away. The bands of wind dissolve into the air. She readies her now visible sword and turns back towards Pegasus as it dives towards her. Ryder approaches as brilliant as a flare of light.
So Saber's basically just playing baseball, right?
Jay,
Sure.
how do you say this name?
Bellerophon.
Bellerophon is now large enough to engulf the entire rooftop, and is only picking up speed to destroy us, building and all.
Still a stupid name.
Bellerophon!
The bridle of chivalry lights up the rooftop. Time stops. In the face of an inescapable destruction, my mind goes blank. But the light is not coming from the bridle of chivalry. The light churns and builds upon itself. The light of Ryder's mount is brilliant, but it can't hold a candle to the purity I see in this one. Saber is holding the ultimate sacred sword that has collected the lights of the stars.
This spirit sword.
The
That would be
Excalibur.
great. If it said the line that got spoiled for
It
me,
is
she just
Excalibur.
starts saying,
It's so Arthur.
It's in all caps, Kyrie.
You can't miss it. Pending, how are you questioning after getting spoiled about this that it was anything other than Arthur?
Wait, I'm
If
sorry, what
she
did you say, Kyrie?
if she's screaming Excalibur as she waves her freaking golden sword, how do you think it's anything other than Arthur? How did you
Oh,
question it?
You want
No, I
me
said
to
it
teach?
was Arthur.
I
said it
know,
was
but you were still guessing.
Yeah, but I'm like, I don't know. Maybe there's some possible way that it's not. I don't know. In the back of okay. So I was pretty confident that it was Arthur, but also in the back of my mind, there was a part of me that's like, isn't Lancelot also in that myth? Does he use the sword? Who uses
No,
Excalibur?
Lancelot does not use the sword, so
It's only
someone
King
who does King
Arthur that
lore.
does.
Okay,
It's only King Arthur.
All right, Kyrie.
There's
So,
multiple magical swords, man. It's complicated.
so, Kyrie, in order to yell this out, I don't know if you have chat open, but if you do, repeat what Saber said in chat.
His Excalibur.
Oh, you-
Excuse you. What? How do you pronounce that?
Escu.
Excalibur.
Excalibur. Is that how it's pronounced in Japanese?
Yes.
You know.
Because, ours are hard.
Escu.
That's fair.
Excalibur.
Yeah, can we hear how Saber does this? Let's hear. So Kyrie has a basis of how to say this line.
Yeah, it might be better.
Thank you. Do it again. Execute.
Don't worry, that's one of those big, meme lines.
It is a meme. That's why we're working so hard,
So it is Arthur.
Oh my
Yes.
god, yes it is!
Yes.
It's so funny when Kay, whose name will not be named, even though I just said it, and Jess both just yelled out Excalibur in chat and in the voice chat. I'm just like, guys.
It's not my fault. Pending told me he watched the Honkai Star Rail thing.
I mean, it's fair to assume I had sound on. I did not have sound on.
It's so weird to watch a
Normally
video
people
about
watch trailers with
sound.
sound.
Can I just tell you guys how, like, blind to this I was? Like, until Jess and the one who will not be named but is named Kie spelled it out for me. In that like video that I'm talking about the mascot things, it actually says, I think is named Excalibur, and I still like it never registered to me that it was named Excalibur.
Hold on,
Oh my god.
because like all I saw was, oh, funny mascot fall down.
Wait, hold on. Let me go. You posted that in that one chat, right? Somewhere in that chat.
Yeah.
It's in the.
Oh, let's see. It's from a while ago, right?
I think it was either called Excalibur or like Excalibur was said in it, but like
It was in the title.
yeah, it was the title. But it never dawned on me that it said Excalibur because it like showed up in my YouTube recommendations one day, and I thought it was really cute and funny. So I shared it with people. This was before Fate Stay Night, by the way. I didn't know who Saber was at the time when I first saw it. So
Yeah.
every time after that, when I wanted to show it to people, eventually it clicked to me that, oh, hey, that's the character in the game that we're playing.
So the name of the YouTube video is Excalibur.
Yeah. So, but when I like whatever I would go look for it, I would just like search for like Saber fall down and stuff, or Saber mascot. And like
Arendite's actually one of the easier ones. I don't know
Arendite?
about the other ones.
I would say Arendite.
Yeah, Arendite.
yeah, and then I just click on the thumbnail because I recognize the thumbnail without like looking at the whatchamacallit.
Arendite's
Without
hard,
reading the
yeah.
title. So I'm just very oblivious. So had it not been said to me, I would have lived in ignorance until this moment. But I wanted on record though that I guessed Arthur way back when before I knew that it was
It is
Excalibur.
true. You said someone said Jeanne d'Arc first, and then someone else said King Arthur. So you guys already had it in your mind that it might be something like that.
Mhm.
I definitely tried to lead to John Dark
Kyrie-
on purpose.
Yeah, I
Kyrie,
said
I
Joan
think Kyrie
first.
early on suggested that it could be Joan of Arc.
Which is so funny.
yeah,
I mean,
I said
get
Joan of
it.
Arc first.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't realize that like gender didn't play a part in it.
Yeah, that is part before that.
I mean,
So
that
I was
is-
just like, females in history, notorious for wielding swords that were actually good with it. I'm like, okay, this is the first blonde that I can think of off the top of my head.
Hmm.
And now it's kind of obvious, like, okay, maybe gender doesn't actually
yeah.
play a part in it.
I mean, especially
You know, that kind of
as-
makes sense because there is stories that Arthur was a woman and just hid that detail.
Yeah,
There-
correct. That is a thing.
And don't worry, just throwing that out there. In the original, and I say original, in the original plans for Fate, they call it Fate Prototype.
Mhm.
Saber was a boy named
He
King
was.
Arthur, and the main character was a girl. But then they're like, oh,
Yeah.
we should probably make this better for guys. So they turned the girl into a guy, and Saber into a girl, so it'd sell better.
Oh,
They-
that's
they-
kind of lame.
They also changed the entire story, but that's not as important.
Oh,
They
fuck
changed
the
the entire
story.
story,
We're
but
just
more
gonna
importantly,
change
they
the
changed
guy
the
and the
gender.
girl.
They changed the entire story. Lancer's still the same Lancer. Berserker's still the same Berserker. There's a bunch of other people who are different. Archer's a different Archer. Rin's a different Rin. I say that
Right.
because she's not even really Rin anymore. She's some different. Oh, and she summoned Lancer in that one. She had Lancer. Anyway, a single line of brilliant light. It's a blade of light, shearing through everything it touches. The beam of light destroys Ryder utterly as it cleaves through the clouds and disappears into the night sky. Most likely, if that sword had been used on the ground, it would have carved a trail of devastation through the city. Her sword is not unseeable. It simply doesn't reveal itself. It is a golden sword that captivates all who behold it, with a true name surpassing fame. Excalibur, the sword of promised victory. A sword that is said to have existed in England, a sword wielded by the king who had become the very symbol of knighthood. The strongest of Servant's noble phantasms, sealed by several bounded fields.
And that person was Lancelot.
That is Saber's proof in her place as a hero.
And it's crazy that one Arthur has to ask for permission and the other one doesn't.
Yeah, how male Arthur has to ask for permission to use it. Silence falls over the rooftop. The wind has died down, and not so much of a breeze whispers across the rooftop. I also like how they both will say stuff like, this is the battle to save the world, when they're just fighting like a random thing.
Yeah.
But that does make that one, this is suggest, that does make that one episode of Fujimura Ritsuka really funny, when King Arthur's doing it, he's like, is this really a fight to save the world? We're just like fighting dogs. And they're like, no, we swear.
These dogs are deadly.
The wind has died down, and not so much as a breeze whispers across the rooftop. ... I stand, dazed in place. I can't approach Saber. I'm still too confused to act. Or maybe I'm just captivated by her sword. Ooh, I sure do love me some swords, says Hiro Emiya. My mind is racing, and I can't seem to think as much as that makes sense, I say, unable to read and think. Why does she have that sword? That golden sword belongs to a famous knightly king. Everyone knows who. As I try to figure out how she came to have something like that, I realize my mind is doing everything it can to deny the simplest of possible answers. I don't need to be making all these assumptions. That sword always been hers. And that's why her true name is easy to figure out. The owner of that Tinker's... Yeah, she's Goku.
It's so easy to figure out. Who could have had any?
The owner of that...
Look, game, I was really smart, okay? You don't need to... You don't need to be mean to me.
The owner of the sacred sword can have only one name. ... Saber remains motionless where she stands. I should approach her, but my body won't listen. I've been told so many times that Saber is heroic spirit, but now that I've seen for myself that she is indeed a great hero of the past, I hesitate to even get closer to her. Ugh. Oh, no, that's Shinji.
Ah!
I hear a shriek. Something is burning from the shadows. Yes?
We are, just as a quick aside, we are like more than halfway through the first route, right?
Yes.
I mean, during the previous, the last death scene we had last episode, it tells us we're halfway through the story, so.
Yeah, because it just occurred to me, we're like more than halfway through now. We've revealed who Saber really is.
Mm-hmm.
Character that is so secretive that I can't even know their name, but I'm apparently voicing, still has not shown up.
Yep.
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 How late in this story do they come?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yes is. I also agree to yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh,
Something is burning in the shadows. I turn to look. I see a burning book slowly dissolving to a pile of ash and...
My book! It's burning! My command spells are burning!
That's also a true perpetrator, technically. I see Shinji cringing as he watches the book burn. Shinji.
Cringy. Wait, no, let me correct that. I'm cringing just watching him.
Oh, Shinji, stop being a bitch. He must have realized how much trouble he's in now that Ryder's been defeated. Shinji turns and sprints toward the exit of the rooftop.
Oh,
hey!
Wait, did Saber straight up kill Ryder with Excalibur?
He leaps through the door to the stairway. Wait, Shinji! I can't let him get away again. The moment I turn to pursue Shinji, just out of the corner of my eye, I see Saber collapse. ... My mind stops. Shinji's fleeing and Saber has fallen to the ground. I should save the game!
Yeah, okay, let's save. Wait, we never found out who Ryder was before she died. Unless she's not dead.
Oh well.
You hate to
You'll
see it
never know,
sometimes,
Pending.
Pending.
Yeah, you really do hate to see it.
I guess you'll never figure out who Ryder is.
You'll have to wait until the next one, I think.
The next route, really?
Yeah.
I mean, she still could be Hercules too.
Yeah, you know, that's the choice.
She could, you know, there could be 2 Herculeses. You're right.
Jay, I want you to know that Gawain is in Fate Extra.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just saying. I wish he was more popular.
Well, every FGO player hates him because he apparently well, a lot of early FGO players hate him because he walled you off, literally walled you off from playing the game.
Well-
Is that true, Jess?
He's annoying.
Look, I'm saying the real
also always happy.
legend of Gawain. I'm not saying Fate Gawain is a good character. I'm just saying Gawain the legend is really cool.
Oh, I'm not saying he's a
Wasn't
bad
he,
character.
wasn't he like a playboy as well in the
No.
in the myth? He wasn't.
No, he was the
Oh.
opposite of a playboy.
I have no idea.
Holy
what you're
shit!
talking about.
It's all right, Jay.
He
Don't
was
worry about it.
considered one of the most well-endowed men, but no, he was not a playboy.
All right, Pending, we can
I don't know.
rush to
So,
Saber and
okay,
follow Shinji.
I want you to know that this is really difficult because my instinct, like the thing that I gravitate towards, the thing I would pick, is rush up to Saber. However, every choice I made has been the wrong one, which is really making me second.
Are you using a Kyrie? Your Kyrie call?
Let's phone a Kyrie. Let's phone a Kyrie.
Okay. So when I'm thinking about my choice here, I'm thinking about our previous death.
Yes.
Okay? Where
Yes.
Ilya is watching. So that's not changing. I
Right.
think at that point I would rush to Saber.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Because staying better in numbers and like keeping track of Saber is more important than following Shinji right now, who
Yeah.
has no servant.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. Let's rush
So
to Saber.
because of Ilya being there, I'm fearful of just running out on my own.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Let's
Kyrie
get-
actually giving sound advice, man. It's quite different from Plompers. Where Plompers is like, I'm gonna give you the wrong choice so I can start
Or
talking.
when he phoned a Plompers and the choices were summon Sabers, but like not as, you know, a little bit more bitchly, or die. Those are the 3 options. You'll never guess which one.
Plompers chose die.
You never guess which one she chose.
Yeah.
She chose die.
And there was literally an option that said die. It actually said don't summon Saber, which meant die because you're gonna hit the ground and apparently have blades explode out of your stomach.
Yeah. Yeah, he had unlimited blade works in him.
It's all those
rush
metal
Saber.
rods, man.
All right.
I can't leave Saber alone. I have to get my Saber points this year, Emiya. Rider's
Do I
gone.
get saber points for this? Is that on the table? I got a saber point!
Yay!
Rider's gone, and the book that acted as Shinji's command spells have burned to ash. Shinji doesn't have a servant anymore, and he's lost his command spell. The contest is as good as over.
Yeah, that's true. He's got nothing left. Okay.
Saber is my
Yeah,
priority now.
yeah.
Saber! I rushed to
That adds
her.
up, that adds up.
She's not holding the golden sword anymore. It disappeared, and now there's just Saber lying on the ground. Eh? Saber's in bad shape. Beads of sweat trickle down her brow, and her breath is shallow, labored. She looked like she's got a fever. No way! Hey, Saber, what's going on? I call out to Saber nervously, but she doesn't respond. She's out cold. Saber? I touch her forehead. It's hot! I jerk my hand away. It's unnaturally hot. She's got to be running a fever over 40 degrees. Saber, pull yourself together. I call out to her, but her only response is a shallow, anguished breathing. Ugh. I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know what to do, but I can't just stand around. I'm going to take you home. I'll deal with any complaints later. I lift Saber up. She's so light. I knew that, of course, but now she seems even lighter. No, more than that, she's warm. That means she's still alive. Saber's still the person I've known all this time. I'm pissed with myself for even hesitating. Damn! What does it matter if she's a hero? No matter who Saber is, she's here and she's still warm. How much of an idiot was I for putting up a wall between us before? Like, literally 20 seconds ago. How foolish of me. We're going home quick. Just hold still, Saber. I start running, Saber in my arms. There's no sense of triumph from this victory. All I feel is Saber in my arms, barely breathing. Oh, I feel like I've seen this before.
Is it my turn again?
I wonder.
We're gonna get the same ending? No,
Yeah,
it wouldn't be.
No, we
possible.
can't get the same ending.
But we've had this conversation before, so.
Yes,
We have,
had
so we
this
can skip it.
Yeah.
All right. So
Okay, there we go.
This should be different. Dot. I don't know how to explain. Saber's noble phantasm. I shouldn't disclose her true name. I can't decide on my own to reveal that. Ryder's been defeated. Shinji's lost his command spells and dropped out, but Saber used her noble phantasm and then collapsed right after.
Saber's noble phantasm. I do want details, but I can't let that go for now.
This sounds
Probably
familiar.
the least of your concern at this point. Is this? Are we back then? No, because she didn't talk about that.
She said this. I wish I knew what the skip button was, but I don't.
Nope. Just keep clicking faster. Click, 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 click.
Well,
click,
it could
click,
be
click.
control, but might be risky.
Control might just like I want
Speed
this.
through it. It might speed through it.
Let's see. Is there a option to skip stuff I have? Let's see.
Controls.
I mean, under control, it would probably tell you.
Let's see.
Wow.
Fast rewind.
20. Sometimes
LT
things.
hold.
Hindsight,
No, that's rewind. Fast forward. RT hold.
which is
Control hold.
control.
Arrow hold.
Yeah. Control arrow.
So just be careful with that. We don't know how fast that
What is it?
fast
in auto
forward is.
mode.
That's auto.
Just keep clicking quickly. Once we get to the next day, I'm sure it'll be different. Hopefully.
There should be a way to go without like.
You're
Well-
probably right, but yeah, just keep doing it. Click, 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 click,
She
click.
can't. All right, so she can't use her noble phantasm again. This is slightly different. If she uses
Oh.
her noble phantasm again,
She'll
she's.
disappear if she uses her noble phantom.
Oh, I wouldn't want Saber fighting like that at all. I don't even want to see Saber on her knees in that kind of pain again.
Now, do you understand? You only have two
Yeah,
ways to
yeah.
get
Like
Saber back to her
blah,
normal
blah,
state.
blah, 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 blah,
blah, blah, blah. Okay, here we go. Probably not. And it's too late to teach you magecraft to share magical energy. You're really not suited to be a mage, so it would probably take you a year to learn. And even if you learned it, you wouldn't be able to use it. Well, a path should have been created between you and Saber during summoning, so there might be a different way, but... Listen, if you want to save Saber, you'll have to take...
I like how it's just like randomly inserted, you know?
I know, that's why it's hard. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, that
Wait,
was
was
different.
that different?
Yeah, use a command spell. What did you say?
Then there's only one answer. Use a command spell, Emiya. That should at least let you avoid the worst case here.
Is what she's trying to say. Is I need to order Saber to kill innocent people. ... I can't say anything. I resent what Tosaga is saying, but there's a part of me that has to admit it could be the only or one of our options.
I'll let you decide. Saber's condition might settle down if she sleeps, but she's at her limit.
Tosaga leaves the living room. I can't
She
even.
also didn't say that he was gonna die. She's gonna die by tomorrow morning.
I can't even lift my head. All I can do is listen to the sound of her footsteps receding down the hall.
Click, click, clap, clap, click, clap.
I hope we have. Oh, I'll save the game this time. Unlike last time, where I know better.
This is one of those times where you need to have enough Saber points.
No, that's later on.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering.
Oh, okay.
Episode 11, Dragon Slaying.
What a rude
Again.
title.
Oh yeah, reading that name. Altria.
What the fuck is that name?
That is the
Yeah, what is that name?
That is.
I don't know that name.
Oh, Jess, you played FGO for years, and that's always the name
Oh,
they use for her. in
no, I only know
FGO.
Altoria. Sorry.
You played FGO for years. That's the name they've always used for her in FGO.
I don't know.
Altria
I don't
is
know
just
what
a
you're talking
corporation,
about.
man. What the fuck?
There's only
that makes tobacco and
Altoria.
cigarettes.
That's the
I
name she
only know
was.
the name Altoria. Sorry.
That's the name she was given when she celebrated her coming of age. It was wartime. It began with the collapse of an empire.
Oh,
An
I
em-
see.
An empire that had meant to be eternal was waiting to die amid the invasions from all sides. In preparation for the many wars, the empire deprived an island nation of its military. That's how it began. Having lost the empire's protection, her nation had no choice but to become independent, and over time, it broke up into smaller nations. The invasions came again and again. Internal conflicts between clans spiraled out of control, and then came a long period of war, which would later become known as the Dark Ages. It was during this difficult time that she was born, heir to the throne. A long, tumultuous period of war.
Tumultuous.
Yeah, that's what she said. The king believed in a mage prophecy, and so eagerly awaited the birth of his worthy successor. But the child born to him
interrupting your
was
dreams.
not the child he desired. His child wasn't male. Fated king or not, the child could not assume the throne unless they were a boy. So the girl was entrusted to the king's retainer and raised as the knight. The king was saddened, but the mage delighted. One sex has nothing to do with one's worthiness to become king. More than that, the mage was convinced that the girl's absence from the castle until the day of prophecy was proof she was the true king. I want you to know that this mage is Jess's favorite character.
No, it's not.
Merlin?
Yeah, is it Merlin?
Oh, dude,
We're talking
Merlin's,
about Merlin, right?
dude, Merlin's such a good character.
Merlin's such an interesting
No, he's
character in
not.
history, too, because he's kind of actually not really any particular gender, potentially.
Oh, wow, Jay, it's so funny. Anyway, more than that,
Anyway.
the mage was convinced that the girl's... Oh, how could this happen? I was reading. The girl's absence from the castle, blah, 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 I read that. So she grew up under the care of a simple and wise old knight as his adopted child and successor. Yes, Pending?
Oh, nothing. When you were saying like interesting character, my mind went to like, if there was some kind of parallel to Rasputin, but that's not a parallel to Rasputin.
Sorry, that's completely different fate lore.
Oh, is Rasputin also in Fate?
Oh wow, I can't even
Wow.
talk. I can't even talk about it actually.
Yeah.
It was
Okay.
Boyle Fate's Day Night, even though Rasputin has nothing to do with Fate's Day Night. It's hilarious.
Cool. All right.
Rasputin's evil. Did you know
I
that,
see.
Pending?
I see. I understand now.
Did you look up Rasputin? Did you look up who Rasputin
You bet
is?
I did.
Did you know that, Pending?
You bet your ass I did.
The old knight did not believe in the mage's prophecy. He simply raised her to be a knight and hoped for her to continue growing because he felt something from her that reminded him very much of his own lord. But even without the knight's encouragement or intervention, the girl trained every day to become stronger than anyone else. If an ailing country headed toward its own demise can only be saved by a king, the girl had sworn to wield her sword for that reason, and that reason alone, without anyone ever needing to tell her to do so. And then the prophesized day arrived. Knights and lords from all around the nation gathered in hopes of being chosen to be king. It was to be a contest to determine the best possible king. All assumed the selection would be made into a mounted joust. Instead, all that waited at the site of selection was a naked blade thrust into a stone. On the hilt of the sword, a glittering golden inscription read, "Whoever pulleth the sword from the stone is the rightful king of England." Many knights took their turn trying to draw the sword from the stone, but none were able to draw the sword from the stone, so the knights decided to compete in a
The sword
joust.
from the stone.
They had, as they had originally expected on arriving. The girl was not yet a knight, and so she could not participate in the joust. She just approached the stone of selection, which sat largely abandoned, its appeal having long since faded, and reached for the sword's hilt. She did not hesitate. Oh, who wants to be Merlin?
I'll be Merlin.
He is everyone's dad.
Wait just a second there. Maybe you should think before you take hold of that.
She turned around, and before her stood the most feared mage in the nation. He gave his warning. When she takes hold of that sword, she will cease to be human. She responded with only a nod. To be king is no longer to be human. She has been resolved to this from the moment she was born. To be king is to kill more than anyone, in protection of everyone. The young girl thought of this every night and lay in bed, shivering at the implications until morning. Not a day went by she was not afraid. But in that moment, she pledged that her days of fear were at an end. She drew the sword effortlessly from the stone, and bright light engulfed the whole of the site of selection. And in that instant, she ceased to be human. The king's sex does not matter. So long as they carry out the function of a king, none would care about the king's appearance, or even bother to pay attention to such a thing. And even if someone noticed the king was a woman, it would not matter, so as long as she was a good king. The sword's magical energy must have halted her growth. While many knights found it eerie and feared her, most saw their lord's immortality as a divine gift. And so, the legendary celebrated age of the king began. The new king in battle was seen as something of a god of war. The king always led from the front. No enemies could stand in her way. Altria, the god of battle, hailed as a dragon incarnate, she knew no defeat. In 10 years, she fought 12 battles and never lost once. In those days, her chief duty as king was on the battlefield. Not once did she turn back. Not once was she disgraced. She was raised to kingship and fulfilled her obligations without hesitation. Maybe that's why I had a vision of her. Her soul must still be on that battlefield. It's not yet dawn. She stands under the indigo sky, and let the wind whip at her as she stares off into the distance. The sky is high, and the clouds slide by overhead. I do like the saber. I like the saber pose. Out of the
Shiro Emiya is actually an echo, and he's looking into the past.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Don't bring Final Fantasy
out
14
in the
into
clear air, sword in hand, she gazes at the great army she's about to confront.
It's funny.
You don't even know what you're talking about. Go
I
finish
know.
the story,
That's why
yes.
it's funny.
That image of her won't leave me. It's burned into my mind now. She and her sword are one. The sword from the stone, which chose the king. The brilliance of the sword that determined her fate is also her brilliance. But I tilt my head in wonder at this dream. That sword isn't the one she holds. It's similar, but different. The sword she holds now is not the one she used last night. But if that's the case, what happened to that incredible sword?
Oh, I gave that one to Lancelot.
When I wake from my dream,
No.
I find myself in my own room. It's bright outside. I must have come back to my room last night, unable to make a decision, then fallen asleep while I was watching over Saber. That was a dream? It was a strange dream. What I saw, I had no way of knowing any of that. And that
This is a
wasn't
strange
the Saber
place.
I know. Is it even possible for me to dream of such a thing? My dreams are usually just like nothing or a burning town.
Now I'm just confused about
Whoa,
something, but
I realize-
I'll ask you off,
It's
off
'cause-
stream.
Auto is still on. That's what's supposed to be happening.
Ah, I see.
Even if
That
it was possible for, but that sword was definitely different from the one Saber had. I racked my brain.
It's
Saber's
their
like
first sword.
Saber's identity has been unclear. And honestly, I still can't get my head around who she really is. Saber is Saber. I can't change the way I act around her, and I don't think Saber would want that in any case. But she looked incredible. She looked really cool with that sword last night, but she looked good with the sword in my dreams too. It'd be fair to say I was in awe. The sword last night and the sword from my dreams seemed to be left a hell of an impression on me. I guess I really got a thing for swords, you know. I sure do love me some swords, said Shiro Emiya.
Swords are pretty cool.
I thought
Swords are cool.
I thought Lancer's spear was beautiful when I saw it too, but my passion for swords on a whole nother level. It would appear I have a
Why
thing
he
for
stopped
swords.
doing archery because he was like, man, bows are great, but
I sure do love me some swords.
swords.
Well, that's not really anything new. I draw in a deep breath.
I should be an archer. Archers love swords.
At least what I've heard, anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe the whole reason he got so good at cooking is because he picked up a knife one day and he's like, damn, you know, knives are like little swords.
Yeah.
You know
And just
what?
start cooking.
I could totally see that being a thing. Or like his dad was like, yeah, you know, knives are just little swords in order to convince him to do the cooking so he could stop cooking.
he just noticed Shiro really likes swords. He's like, knives are little swords, you know? You could use that for cooking. And Shiro's like, I will devote my entire life to saving people and cooking.
Correct. I could totally see his dad doing that because he seems kind of like the type who would do that. It's for his own benefit, of course.
I draw in a deep breath and reach up, finding my forehead dripping with sweat. It sure is hot in here. I wipe down the sweat from my forehead. It's winter, but my body feels flushed. I don't know why, but it feels my blood is getting hotter, and it's unsettling. I wonder why. Ever since I saw Saber's sword, my whole body's been hot for some reason. The sword's really left me hot and bothered. My left hand, the one with my command spells, feels like it's holding a hand warmer. It's the sensation I felt when Tosaka made me swallow a jewel. Like there's something stirring in me, making me want to run. I take a breath, trying to calm myself. Saber's probably still asleep. She still hasn't woken up. But it looks like she's stabilizing. Her breathing is even, and the pain look she had last night has smoothed over. Saber's sleeping peacefully. It's more like any other, I say, as if I said this in a different timeline. Maybe if I let her sleep, Saber will recover. That way I want to make her. Then I could just stay with her, blah, blah, blah. How could I be so selfish? Blah, 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 blah. I have a weakness thought. It's my fault. Blah, blah, blah. Oh my, I stand up without a sound. I'm gonna go walking. I'm gonna walk outside. Tosaka's not up yet. The house is completely dead and the corridor feels deserted. Now it only feels like that because I'm so down. I can't decide what to do, so the whole world feels hazy, and I'm just wandering into that grayness. Huh? I hear something cutting through the air. There it is again. It's coming from the yard, but that's... I know that sound. Well, I don't feel like making breakfast, so I'll go take a walk and check it out.
You don't feel like making breakfast?
Oh,
But
yeah.
that's your sword time.
It's colder than usual. It must be really cold for me to feel it, feverish as I am. It looks like it might even snow. It's coming from the shed. It's the sound of something slicing through the air reaches me at irregular intervals. As I cross the yard, my breath missed the air.
It can't be Saber, right? That'd be absolutely ridiculous.
I
I think it's Archer.
find him in
it's
front of
him.
the shed.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
Given how unsurprised I am to find him, I guess I'd figured he'd be here. He must have been shooting his arrows. The moment
No.
Archer sees me,
No.
he lowers
Yeah.
his
No,
bow
Only
in
shooting his
displeasure.
arrows.
I understand where
Archer.
your logic is coming from, but in fact, no.
The moment Archer sees me, he lowers his bow in displeasure.
Oh, what? He actually had his bow out. Wow.
Oh man. What a
I
revelation.
don't believe it till I see it.
Yeah.
Hey, that's dangerous. Don't shoot arrows in my house. What are you going to do if one hits something?
I'm an archer. I don't miss.
Pending?
Was he using arrows?
Oh, sorry. Nothing in particular. I wasn't using arrows to begin with. Can't
I
hit
was
anything.
using metal rods.
Yes.
I found a bunch of metal rods I could use.
I was using metal rods. You know, they're not a metaphor. And Shiro just like looks at him dead in the eyes, just like, I've never understood anyone more than I do you. Like, right.
Wouldn't Shiro be offended that he's actually using his metal rods?
No, they would totally do that thing where like two people like move their hands together and like do the clasp, and like you got the close zoom on the two people
Of
clasping
course.
their hands together.
You're having a brotherly bonding moment.
Yeah. And for whatever reason, they're like super buff in that moment, even though neither of them are in reality. ...
Oh, there's the bow.
There's the bow.
He doesn't have to tell me
No.
that.
It looks kind of transparent.
So the sound
well,
was just his bow itself.
It is a spirit bow, you know.
For some reason, Archer was just plugging his bowstrings, not firing arrows.
Actually, that's really bad to do on a bow, and if you do
You know,
archery, you would know you're not supposed to do
it's
that. It's actually
really-
really bad for the
It's
arrow.
funny.
The bow.
It's true, Jay, but what if that doesn't matter?
I mean, you're not wrong.
That's a
I
good
like,
bow.
I
In
like,
particular,
I like
he's-
the argument, but have you considered? It doesn't matter?
I'm just saying is that you're not. For future reference, if you do that, not only can you hurt yourself, you will break your bow.
I remember because like I did it once, and when I was with my ex, and she's like, "Don't do that. That's bad." I thought, okay, and I never did it again.
Your ex was smart.
Good story.
Didn't want to. That's a good-looking bow. Didn't want to say much earlier, but I guess you're a bona fide archer.
I feel like
Crazy.
Archer would want to smack him.
I mean, he's smacked him verbally multiple times. You just haven't been here for a single time. It's actually quite funny.
Yeah. It is an ongoing theme of his. I wonder. I'm not an archer like you understand it. I don't use this bow. I use the blade. So
I
even if you-
shoot blades from my bow.
I use his bow like a sword.
Yeah. I have what they call unlimited blade works. But anyways, I can't teach you anything about archery.
Anyway, what?
Your archery is about shooting arrows for yourself. Mine are used to strike at enemies. You think of archers with a concern for things like civility.
His lips curl snidely. I still can't stand this guy.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought of asking you about archery in the first place. I was just wondering what you were doing.
As you can see, I'm just keeping my skills sharp. The injuries I sustained from Saber have healed. I can't stay on guard duty forever. ...
I see. So his wounds have healed. That means Tosaka will get back into the fight. I turned my heel. If Tosaka and Archer are going to rejoin the battle, I need to make a decision too. I need to go somewhere I can think alone. Pending.
Have you ever heard the word Zanshin before?
Huh?
It's not a word a Jedi would teach you. It literally means lingering heart, and it's a concept dealing with the time you have after making your move.
And this is a really Japanese thing to talk about, but yep, alright, we're talking about it.
I feel it's the only thing my archery and your Kyudo discipline have in common.
What? I didn't ask for a lecture on the 8 stages of shooting.
You walked in my eyesight. This is what happened.
You know, I was summoned by Rin. You don't think that I have a tendency to exposit?
Did you not hear about how like masters and servants have like connections? Anyways,
I exposited much in my lifetime.
yeah. Anyways, just listen. They say the body remains in the same place after you shoot a bow. That's what Zanshin is. ...
Yes, there are 8 movements in Kyoto called the Shaho Hatsetsu, which
Oh my
are the
God.
8 principles of shooting. The final step, Zanshin, is what follows after releasing your arrow. Yeah, what about it?
I'm talking about preparedness. Zanshin is not about making sure your arrow strikes the target. An arrow has already struck its target by the time it's released. The shooter simply moves according to the image they envisioned. So, they don't need to check whether it's hit or not. If, when you shoot, you think your arrow won't hit, It won't. If you believe it will, it will.
That's absurd. No matter how much you might think a shot will hit, some shots won't. If they have to do is think it will hit, everyone hit every shot every time.
Meanwhile, this man is just trying to teach him how to use his magic, I think. Who knows?
Really? Yeah. Do you really think so? You, at least, hit the target every time.
What? He catches me off guard there. I mean, he's right, but...
Well, I don't care about that. The point I'm trying to make is this. Sanshin isn't about determining whether or not your arrow hits. Everyone knows what happens to the arrow they fire.
Do they?
Sanshin...
Yeah, it goes straight.
Well,
No, it doesn't. Definitely not.
Sanshin is
What
the
kind of arrow are you
mindset
shooting?
of accepting the consequences of the shot.
I know that. You're telling me I need to follow through till the very end.
Exactly. I heard what happened to Saber. She must have known something like this would happen from the start. Fighting without any chance of renewing her magical energy could only lead to her disappearing. That was already determined. Then,
All that's left is accept the result. He told me that no matter what I decide, no matter what it does to Saber, all I can do is see it through. ... I turn my back to Archer. This time, I'm going to be the one to leave Archer hanging.
oh, and one more thing. I'll go ahead and tell you since you don't seem to have figured it out.
His voice comes from behind me.
Saber must have known she would disappear if she used her Noble Phantom. She probably never intended to use her Noble Phantom in the first place.
This time, I hear nothing of his usual sarcasm.
But she did use her Noble Phantom. The only reason for that... Saber chose protecting you over keeping herself from disappearing. Never forget that.
For once, his voice is completely sincere. He's only telling the truth here. Okay, Kyrie. Well, I can say okay, but I said okay anyway. Bye, Kyrie.
Kyrie,
Kyrie.
needs to go,
Bye,
guys.
Kyrie.
So, bye, Kyrie.
The park is empty as usual. Oh, Penny, you remember this park?
Yeah.
Maybe because it's chillier than usual. There's hardly anyone out. It looks like I'm the only one walking around right now. ... I slump down onto the bench. Well, she's actually getting ready to go to work. Well, I came here to be alone. Now that I'm here, I should think of what to do next. I can't put my decision off any longer. If I want to defeat the other masters and end this Holy Grail war, I need Saber. That's not what this is about, though. I don't want to lose Saber. I just don't want to lose Saber. But that means I'd have to have Saber attack people, like Ryder did. Ugh, I can't let her do that.
Magic, man.
Giving Saber that order is as good as telling her to die. Besides, I think she would refuse outright. But when my head slumps down, I see my left hand. I have 2 command spells left. If I use one, I can force Saber to obey me even if she refuses. ... I bite my lip and shake the thought off. It's ridiculous. Time slips by me as I slip on the bench. Sit on the bench. I have no idea how long I remain sitting there, but just as my fingers start to tremble from the cold...
Who is that?
It's Ilya.
Oh,
As you know, we had this scene before, technically. I look at it, everyone's calling me.
I thought I'd never see you again. He is really used to me.
Come on, it's not safe. You never know when the masters... blah, blah, blah. That's stupid. She is a master. I should be worried. We're enemies now, so I don't have time to talk. I don't get up as I did Miss Ilya. There's plenty of things I can talk about, blah, blah, blah. What's going on? Ilya doesn't say anything. Ilya, sorry, I don't mean to be harsh. I know it's about to disappear. No, Ilya? Ilya's voice has gotten cold and detached. Ilya? You can read this.
Oh, what a stupid thing to worry about. No wonder you let Ryder's master get away. You just need to kill losers like them.
I moved to my feet. Something tells me this isn't a time to be sitting, so I shift my weight forward and get up.
I kind of mixed Ilya with Ryder, but it'll be fine. I'll figure it
But
out.
my body doesn't move as I'm entranced by Ilya.
I
Ilya,
believe you.
how'd you know about that?
There's not much to explain. I was there last night at the building.
Gah. I tried to move my hand. No, I feel like about the stiffer they get. Blah, blah, blah. It's those eyes. Whenever I see Ilya's red eyes, my senses go dull. Blah.
Oh, you're already chained down?
Ilya, you. Blah, blah, blah. I see I never be able to talk. Ilya's eyes blaze with murderous intent. This isn't Ilya's. You're gonna kill me. I got my teeth. This is buzz, but my fingers won't so much budge. It's so much blah, blah, blah. Yep, it's, this is a lot like the other one, but what's different, you might ask? I guess we talked to Archer.
Yeah, that prevented her from doing what she's gonna do.
Her blah, blah, blah.
For some reason.
That's
Fish eyes.
But she was also depressed after last time, so I'm not sure, like, what about it made her depressed, supposedly.
Right.
should I be reading this?
I guess it's technically the same thing.
Yeah.
My vision fades. My limbs go completely numb. I can't see either. How long have I been stuck in this darkness? Blah, 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 blah.
So how far back do we have to go?
My body is burning.
Wait.
Even if my consciousness has fallen into darkness, the burning of my
Wait.
body still tells me I'm alive, which is different because he couldn't feel his body before.
Exactly.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yes, this must mean I'm still alive. Even so, it may only be temporary. Ilya even said it.
I can kill you easily if you have no other means to fight.
She's absolutely right. Without Saber, I can't fight a proper battle. A Holy Grail war is a battle between servants. And there's no way I can go up against a servant. Go up against servants. That was been proved more than enough by now. Each time, I got absolutely thrashed. Like Saber said, all I can do against servants is try to survive for as long as possible. I couldn't even do that. I was cut to pieces and thrown out the third-story window. It's only this weird, inexplicable thing going on with my body that kept me alive. It's so frustrating. It makes me so angry. In the face of the unbeatable opponent, I couldn't stop the catastrophe in front of me on my own. Even though I decided to fight. I said I was going to fight as a master and vowed to not hurt anyone, but I couldn't even keep those promises. I'm pissed off. I love getting pissed off. The champions of justice I strive to emulate when I was young always had to win, or there'd be no point.
Like pissing you off is the what turns on your switch, so...
My body is burning. Every inch of me trembles with the need to win, but I have neither the means to win or a way to fight. What good am I? I can't even fight alongside Saber without bringing her down.
Is that supposed to be...
The Archer, I think. I think this was the Archer Sage Wisdom.
Oh.
I bet I could be wrong.
No,
Another
that
mis-
sounds like Archer.
Yeah,
Oh, wait. Have we already read this?
yeah, this was Archer. This was something Archer
You know,
said.
you read it.
I mean,
I read it?
I'll read
Just
it.
read it.
This is
Ask
Archer's
you.
sage advice.
Wait, okay.
It's you. Just say it.
Okay. Another mistake. You're not fit for fighting, Shiromia. Your battle is supposed to be a mental one. A fight against your own self.
Yeah, that was one of the random sage advices Archer just dropped on him one night when berating him.
Too many characters that have a name that starts with A, okay? It's a problem.
I remember Archer saying
Oh,
that.
There's like 2.
It's still too many.
It's still Archer.
You haven't got a prayer of winning once the battle starts. None of your skills are worth a damn against servants.
I know that. I've certainly been reminded more than enough.
Then at least imagine it. If you can't possibly beat the opponent in reality, then beat them in your imagination. If you can't win yourself, imagine something you can win.
I guess actually seeing Archer before we went out today did matter.
I did.
You don't have to remind me. I can only win in my own head. But what can I imagine that would ever help me win? I can't imagine beating a servant. I don't have such a wild imagination.
Just remember, the rod is never a metaphor.
Any fantasy I come up with will be full of loose threads that come unraveled. My third-rate imagination hasn't got a prayer against those incredible servants. That's why... Who do I win against? And how do I win? I'm still searching for that answer.
Are you really, though?
Am I really searching for it? I say to JayKingPlays, who asked me. That golden sword. It's meant only for her. I don't want it for myself. It's just so beautiful. Just once.
I want a golden sword like that.
I'd like to hold it in my hands if I
have
can.
a golden sword like that.
I guess this is just a bad habit I picked up as an untrained mage. Since all I can do is look within myself, I shouldn't dream about stuff I shouldn't. I should at least be allowed to dream. First, I imagine the thing's basic structure, then reproduce it. I guess there's not much point in strengthening here. If strengthening is an act of applying something to an existing object, there's not much point in doing that to something that doesn't even exist. That means I need to work harder if I'm going to remember that sword. This is well before the basics. This is from before Kiritsugi taught me strengthening, a magecraft process that I thought up on my own and packed with trivial steps. Let's see, how did I do it? How did I give it form? It's fucking shit on me, a guy. I swear to God. When I come to, I have no idea where I am. Where am I?
Why are we moving? Why are we moving the mouse around? It's in color this time.
This place isn't just unfamiliar. There's a luxurious canopy bed, and a plush carpet is ankle deep. Ankle deep, gosh. There's even there's even a stone fireplace, and it's clearly not just for decoration. What I initially take for wallpaper, I realize unexpected, is actually patterns engraved into the wall. I've gotten used to fancy decorations like the ones in Shinji's mansion, but this is something else entirely. I mean, how do you think about that cat plushie hidden behind that dog?
Dog plushie?
Dog plushie,
Oh,
yeah.
Do you think
They got two dog
this person
plushies. They
who
got the
lives
brown
here
and
likes
the white
puppies
dog.
and kittens?
No, that's a bear for sure.
I guess it could be, yeah.
That's what
definitely a
bears
bear.
normally look like.
Yeah.
That's two dogs, a cat, and a bear.
It's a little embarrassing to say this out loud, but this place is like a castle from a fairy tale. Ugh, my vision blurs. My body feels strangely heavy. Maybe I'm having circulation problems or something. I feel like I might fall back asleep if I relax a little. Oh, what the hell happened? I try not to get my clouded mind working. Alright, Ilya paralyzed me and I just passed out. So Ilya's captured me. There's nobody in the room. My body feels heavy, but not so bad that I can't even lift a finger like before. If I really work at it, I might be able to lift an arm. What the? I'm tied up! My drowsy mind suddenly jolts up in full alertness. I realize I'm in danger, and so I study my surroundings carefully. I'm in a chair, my hands are bound behind my back, and I'm handcuffed. No, my wrists are tied with rope. It's not as bad as I imagined, but I still can't move. My whole body is weirdly tingly, and I can't get up with my arms tied behind me. I wonder how long I've been here. Is there no clock here. There's nothing in here to tell me what time it is. A window. There's a window behind me. I try to turn to get a look, but the curtains are closed, so I can't see outside. All I can say for sure is that the sun's set. I ran into Ilya in the morning, so it's at least been half a day. ... I don't have time for this. I have no idea where I am, but I need to get back to Saber as fast as I can. Saber's in a weakened state. I can't even be more of a burden to her by letting her something like this happen. Huh.
Whoopsies.
I try to make my arms move. If I'm going to escape, I have to do something about these ropes around my wrists. Ah! The door opens. I go still, just as I see Ilya enter the room. And that's where we'll stop, Pending.
For today.
All right. Well, we found out that
Do you think Ilya likes puppies?
everyone likes puppies.
Everyone
I was
likes
gonna
puppies?
say that we found out that Archer is Arthur, but no, we found out. That
Yeah,
Saber's
wow, you
Arthur.
figured it out.
Wait, no, we
Archer
found out
is
Archer's
Arthur.
Archer is also Arthur. Everyone's Arthur.
Everyone
Every
is
A,
Arthur.
every A
You're
is
Arthur.
everything.
Everybody's Arthur.
You know, Shiro Emiya is also Arthur. That's why he wants Arthur's sword so badly. But yes, Pending, you were correct. Saber is indeed the King Arthur.
Yeah.
The King Arthur Pendragon.
Yeah.
Yep.
That Jess and Kie, whose name will not be spoiled, will spoiled you on.
Jess,
Yes.
I have a question. Have you never played an archer in a game of archery, like that has archery as a weapon?
I played a game of archery.
Okay.
I've also done archery.
Uh-huh. So why do you think arrows go straight?
Because I aim straight.
No, you don't aim straight.
I aim straight.
You always miss when you aim, Jess.
Jess is
Well,
like Shiro Emiya, he
You
never
see,
misses.
you just have to pretend there's no air friction.
Oh my god, Jess. Even if there's no air friction, projectiles still curve, and for the most part in most fantasy games, even in Genshin, they follow that principle.
I'm pretty good at shooting stuff, Jay.
I know, but I'm saying is,
I'm just
you're
telling
not.
you, Jay.
You apparently are not very good at it because you don't know that bows arch. You're not supposed to.
No,
shoot
you
straight
see,
off.
I just need to aim.
Unless it's very-
I need to aim my
Archer's
bow,
arch.
and it hits the target.
Oh yeah, archers, in fact, arch.
I don't know if Shiro Emiya can never miss. But Jess just follows the Shiro
You're right,
Emiya.
I mean, the exception
You see,
to the rule 'cause he's
it's,
apparently magic and shit.
My arrows ignore the cause and just goes through the effect.
I hate to tell you this. You know all those videos of people shooting arrows across the way? It's because they do the math of this shit. A projectile trajectory and do the equation needed to figure out how far they needed to go.
And if you shot an arrow, would you miss?
If I shot
I'll
an arrow
have you
with a
know,
miss-
I've shot many
Yeah.
arrows that pierced posters of Justin Bieber.
Oh my god. Yeah, because that's right next to you, and you're probably not using a very good a bow.
Do you
I was
think he
at
keeps
a-
just a
I was
picture
at a
of both
camp.
Justin Bieber close to him? Because he would never.
Apparently.
I would never.
I'm just saying, you apparently never shoot arrows in video games very well, or you don't shoot them very far. Arrow paths do not go straight. They even do that in Brave, man. They curve that shit.
How long are we going to be? Oh, like, how long are you? I mean, I'm glad you're giving this
I'm
topic a
just
serious
saying, man.
answer.
It was
but-
bothering me that you said arrows go straight. That was the stupidest thing I ever heard all day.
That is, Jay, if that's the stupidest thing you've heard all day, which is wow, because I'm sure you've heard a lot of them today.
Yeah,
I
we've
know
said a
I'm
lot.
pretty stupid, but that's the stupidest thing I've heard all day.
Because it's not so much he thinks arrows go straight. He just means he shoots them ahead of him. Jay, it's not that complicated.
I'm not serious.
I know,
just-
but you
I'm just
said
glad you
arrows
just-
go straight.
you
That's
just
the
keep-
stupidest thing I've heard all
You're
day.
just like, I'm just glad you just keep talking about it. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Anyway.
Alright. So now, Fate Stay Night! Woo, Fate Row! Yeah! She's King Arthur! Hercules is Berserker! Kukulane is Lancer! Archer is
Ryder
Archer!
is also Hercules.
Yeah, Ryder is Hercules too!
From the Disney movies.
Yeah.
Specifically for the Disney movie, of course.
Yeah, well, who else has Pegasus? That's crazy.
God, I still am so mad at the name of the Grave Phantasm. Anyway.
Penny, anything you want to say?
Excalibur.
All right.